I need my headphones. I'll be right back. Alright. Good morning, friends. Just plugging in my earphones right now. Alright. So I'm kind of like back to where I was before before I did all the typing training stuff. So that's pretty cool. Let me try that again. Okay, that was not bad. That time I actually did pretty good. It's the music, you know? I need a little bit of music, get my creative juices flowing. So, on this, I'm at 56 words per minute, so not bad. No punctuation, no numbers, just raw letters. I can type pretty decently. Let's see what a little bit of punctuation here. Okay, so with a little bit of punctuation, even on easy, I'm at 43 words per minute, which is still better than my other attempts, which is pretty good, pretty good, I guess. Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that I don't need any of these courses anymore, and I have done them all. I've done all the numpad, the number pad, Symbols. Symbols I still have a hard time with just remembering after the fact. So star, at, hashtag, exclamation point, money, percent, hat, and then the parentheses. Then there's the brackets, so like, no, not P. Square brackets and curly brackets. Then this, and that. .47 with punctuation. So yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. I think it just seems raw is 50. I'm going for 120. My goal is to get 120 words per minute. If I can get that, I'll be happy. But that's the end goal here. And that test doesn't actually like test for Z a lot or X. Those are the only ones. This might be a little too easy. Let's try normal. to turn the volume off on this. Okay. No volume, no volume. Average odds sad? Yeah. that? I can't even tell what that is. Oh, 2 L's. Bro, I couldn't tell what letters those were. Fuck. I started another word and there was a word in front of me. 92.8% words per minute. 29? Jeez, that was slow. Oh man. Game ranks? Or no. Zastella reacts to XQC's dad saying they know her? Oh, cool.
I played a game of competitive Counter-Strike 2 with follow recoil on. That means that my crosshair will move with the recoil of the weapon. No more guessing where the next shot is going to go. Here's what happened. Greetings, I, the Loral, greets you. I made fun of the follow recoil option in a previous video, but a lot of you guys in the comments said it actually would help. Now, I may be a Counter-Strike player, but I still have an open mind, so I'm willing...
It would help. It would help. Damn it. Don't fight me on this. It will fucking help.
To give it a shot. Let's roll. That was my first engagement. Ooh, I actually like it. Guys, I might actually like it. Oh, no. Now, the trick is... Oh, shoot. Oh, we have to play against Nothing? Are you kidding? What's up? You guys ready for some more Dust 2? Oh, hell yeah. Nothing is an ex-pro player who played for Cloud9 back in early Global Offensive. I dropped a bomb in tunnels. Okay. Probably not the best opponent to test out goofy new settings on. Okay, let me flash you out, Oh, never mind. Once I got my AK, it was time to see how this follow recoil thing worked. My mind naturally did the recoil control of the AK-47, since I've practiced it so much. Once I finally started controlling recoil beyond the first 4 shots, things got a little crazy. The follow recoil command doesn't account for movement inaccuracy or spread. So just because I put the red dot on the bad guy doesn't mean he's gonna be a dead guy, but it does mean if I counter strafe, if the red dot's on their head, they're gonna be dead. That something behind me, isn't there? Oh, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just the War Owl plush. This is an adorable limited time U2s starting Friday, April 7th. It will be available for 2 weeks' time and then gone. Make sure to bookmark the page. I've got a link in the description. For now, we're giving away 3 of these guys. Follow the link in the description for details and how to enter the giveaway. As I played through my T side, I was having trouble adjusting, which led to some goofy body spray downs, but I definitely saw the potential of this command. Let's go, baby! The strength of follow recoil is in extended sprays. Sometimes when spraying in Counter-Strike, it's easy to lose track of where you are in the recoil. With this, you can adjust mid-spray and still hit. It kinda looks like magic.
Oh my gosh, dude, what are these guys doing, bro? They're lost.
I understand that Valve's mentality with Counter-Strike 2 is to make the game more accessible to newer players, and I'm 100% on board with that.
Nothing was raging.
Changing what makes Counter-Strike Counter-Strike. And I'd say one of
He
the
said
biggest
the
things
luck,
that
but
makes
he's like,
Counter-Strike
nah,
Counter-Strike
I
is
can
the
see my
shooting
recoil.
mechanics. While it is fundamentally the same, you have extra information on the screen. Oh, shoot. See, get that? I heard the warning. Yes! And I think it might just be the optimal way to play. However, there are crosshair styles in the game that cause the crosshair to move based on your accuracy. Top level players and good old War Owl still use static crosshairs. But always remember the 5-year period where the SG-553 was overpowered and nobody knew, because Counter-Strike players do not like change. And that's when I forgot what video I was making and just started AWPing. That's what I do. I wonder if a new player starting out right now using this follow recoil crosshair style would find it to be the ideal way to play the game over time. two going B with bomb. One round. Oh my god!
That was a nice shot.
Counter-Strike has a feeling to it, a personality, and changing something so fundamental as how the crosshair moves, it's like coming home to find your wife of 20 years has dyed her hair from brunette to blonde. That's freaking awesome, but just feels wrong. I am seriously considering staying with this crosshair style, but the question is, should this option be removed? Does it give an unfair advantage? From my understanding, it's currently in Global Offensive, but behind the SV Cheats command. In Counter-Strike 2, it's clearly, intentionally in the game. Does this change what Counter-Strike is enough to warrant it getting removed? Or is it a good feature that increases the readability of the game? Remember what I said in my last video. The mantra of Counter-Strike 2 is, what you see is what you get. No more magic, which is really good for new players coming into the game. Good. Nice to meet you guys too. You were a good team.
Thanks, bro.
I want to run a few more experiments with this because I think we haven't even tapped the surface yet of what's possible. If we think about the weapons that... Alright, so bad example. I'm thinking that weapons with prolonged spray, like the MAC-10, that are also a little bit accurate while moving, could be insane. So if we come around the corner like that, we just keep the crosshair on the enemy and do our movement, and we should be able to get accurate headshot. That feels so wrong, man. Look at this. Now, I wanted to do an unbox of Fragathon with this, but unfortunately, as you can see inside of the limited test, nobody plays deathmatch, which, come on, guys. We need a better class of beta testers. Back in the Global Offensive beta, these were full of people. All right, I want to test out deagling. Like, spray deagling, not just one tap. So I'll intentionally miss the first shot, intentionally, and see if I can follow up with a second headshot. Alright, so that wasn't great. Alright, we'll use this guy so I can shoot. There's the second one. Oh, that feels good. That actually feels good. So I'll miss the first shot. Oh, I like it, guys. I like it. I actually like it. Now, I know a lot of you guys want me to try this, so I'm going to try it. We're going to see what happens if I... Oh! Oh, no! Oh, my gosh. The Negev is meta. Oh, I think this would work. I think this will work in, like, lower range, lower level games. You might be able to, like, do this kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. So the idea with the Negev is that over time it becomes more accurate, which means that the red dot is going to be perfectly representative of where the shots are going to go. So if I'm walking like this and I'm turning the corner, I just have to counter strafe and put the red dot on them. And it'll just destroy them. I can't believe this. Oh no. Now, I know a lot of people will like this feature. I'm wondering if this needs to be removed, like legitimately. Let's try some tap shooting with it, because I like how the tap shooting feels, right? Auto shotty is the one, right? Oh! So with shotguns, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna shoot as fast as it can accurately anyway. AK still, like, I know I was playing competitive and using the meta weapons and stuff, but it honestly feels really good on the AK. I don't know if it's just because I actually know the spray of the AK, or if it's actually helping me, like, line up those shots. I think
it's both. It's both. He knows the spray, so he doesn't have to, like, he's already doing it through, like just habit. He already knows the spray. but the visual representation also gives him like secondary feedback, so his brain's able to process extra information. It's able to compensate a lot better. So on top of already knowing the spray, he's also able to see that, see what he's doing, and it's like, it's so weird, but it's like the best way I could put this is like how I'm trying to get better at typing. I already knew where all the keys were. So like one of the tips to get faster at typing is to just memorize where all the keys are without having to look at the keyboard. And I was already at that point. I wasn't typing right. I was typing with like my index and my middle finger and like sometimes my ring finger, but never my pinky. And that's just, you know, that's how I had learned how to type. And I never really bothered to learn the quote unquote proper way of typing. So, but because you can see on screen visual representation, right? You're able to know, oh wait a minute, you know, etc., etc. It's just, it's your hands might know what to do, but being able to see that you're not hitting it right. So like if I'm doing visual, right? Like that could be your spray. That could be your, like, you know, you're pulling down and maybe you need to go left, but you accidentally go, like, you don't go left all the way. You might go like left like this instead of like this. I don't know. It's just being able to see is helping.
And I might be using this. I might be using this now until they remove it. I am so torn on this one. I want to keep an open mind and not be one of those new equals bad people that Counter-Strike is known for, but I also want Counter-Strike to be Counter-Strike. I can always go back to the other Crosshair, but if this is the ideal way to play the game, it'll be figured out and everybody will be switching over. Time will tell. But as a beta tester, I'm going to keep using follow recoil unless it's annoying in the videos. Thank you for watching. I'm the War Owl and I still have no closer.
Real-time path tracing? What's that even mean?
GPU Technology Conference was full of interesting announcements with AI taking center stage. Epic showed off its new version of Unreal Engine 5.2 with some incredible looking demos, and real-time path tracing seems to be emerging as the next big thing. Let's take a look at some of the incredible advancements in graphics coming soon. Today's video is sponsored by
I don't give a shit about your sponsors. How did they find a way to get in my ads? Past my ad blocks.
Realistic foliage environment with realistic lighting. The demo included a rendering of the upcoming electric off-road vehicle from Rivian, the R1T.
The Rivian
lighting and
vehicle.
The realistic physics as the car drives.
The realistic physics
are incredible. The new materials framework in Unreal Engine 5.2 features realistic refraction, as we can see.
Realistic refraction.
Body panels on the Rivian model. Another exciting addition to UE 5.2 for developers is a new procedural terrain generation framework. It's mind-blowing how the terrain accommodates changes
it's mind-blowing
to the surrounding objects in such a seamless way. This will likely speed up development of open-world games massively. Developers can handcraft small areas and then procedurally generate the remaining game world. As far as hardware is concerned, the demo was run with a 13900K CPU along with an RTX 4090 GPU, so today's current top-of-the-line tech can run this incredible demo in real time with what looks like decent frame rates. It will be interesting to see how this all scales to lower-tier hardware. At the State of Unreal presentation, we also got a more in-depth look look at a game I already covered in the past, and that's Project M from NCSoft. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game features realistic character models, facial animations and lighting. The environments look super detailed, probably thanks to Nanite and Lumen, and the company says the game leverages AI to generate the facial animations with a technology called voice to face. The game certainly looks impressive, and it will be interesting to see how AI adds to animations and models going forward. This is an early example of that. Speaking
Oh,
of
that's cool. Voice to face, and it makes sense because so the voice can depending on how you're saying it, you can sort of picture what kind of expression a character might be making based on the dialect, I guess, the tone, the tonality of it, just how it's just how you enunciate certain words, the way, the emphasis that you give to the word. I know a lot of languages use the same word, but they say it in different tones and different like you know, like oh shit type shit. I don't know. Maybe I do know, but also I don't know. I'm a little confused on it.
of character animations, one of the coolest updates in Unreal Engine 5.2 is the new MetaHuman animator. It can use a mobile phone or a stereo.
Dude, I'm really sad about that it only uses the iPhone. Why, dude? Why? I'm not gonna go out and buy a fucking iPhone just to use this shit. Alright? If anything, I'll use someone else's iPhone. But I'm not gonna go buy an iPhone to use this shit. I know a plethora of people that have iPhones, have the right iPhone, that I'm fairly sure I can ask them, hey, do you mind if I use your iPhone for capturing some facial animations and shit? And they'll probably be like, no. And then I'll be like, all right, here, take some money. And they'll be like, okay, maybe, yeah.
Camera rig. Epic showed the Senua Games actress doing a live performance on stage captured by an iPhone, and the MetaHuman animator software converted that into a 3D animation in less than a minute locally. So that's on the local machine that the demo team was using, not using cloud rendering. The result is a realistic 3D model that reprises what the actress just recorded on her phone. This is nothing new, but at this level of detail and ease of integration into the Unreal Engine, it's a game changer for developers. Just about anyone making games can create a realistic 3D model and animate it using just a phone. And note that the rig is completely editable, so you can use that model to generate new animations. Epic even showed the same captured.
Honestly, I don't know why this is even like something that's revolutionary or even needs to be said. Because assuming you're using the same rig for all of your characters, the rig is just a set of points that are attached to the mesh, and like certain vertices are controlling that the bone, I guess you could say, the point, and then so essentially you're just naming those points, right? So if you're using the same rig, then that rig has the same name for all the points. There might be some variation in them, but ultimately all you're doing is like is a regular expression to filter out anything that would be the altercations, and then you would only leave the part that is consistent between all of the rigs, which would be like face, point, cheek, you know, like I don't know, some stupid shit like that. Just something that's a unique identifier for this one point right here that controls this point. And then you would, like, depending on how you're doing your animations, like really you just add a shitload of these dots and eventually you'll get something that looks realistic.
Animation transposed onto other models. There was a tease on what Epic will be adding next to Unreal Engine.
But it shouldn't be like, that should just go without saying, really. Like, obviously it's gonna be interchangeable if you're doing it right. If it's not interchangeable, then you're kind of fucking up.
5, and one of the things that caught my eye was path tracing integration. Nvidia also talked real-time path tracing coming to Cyberpunk 2077 next update. Can it really be that path tracing is coming to games soon? Well, I did find an interesting all-path trace engine currently being developed by Vladimir Komarov from Wargaming Studio. One of the most impressive things about how realistic graphics look using path tracing is in the way light is rendered. You can see in this Jelly Dragon how incredible the subsurface scattering looks. In this other demo from the engine's author, you can see that one of the challenges for real-time path tracing rendering is the denoising process. I could see next-gen GPUs featuring dedicated denoising fixed function hardware to help with this. I spoke with Vladimir about the challenges of running real-time path tracing, and he's confident that Nvidia is moving in the right direction with the investment in technology like real-time ray tracing and AI, particularly with micromeshes and neural radiance cache. Micromesh was introduced with the RTX 40 series as a hardware-accelerated way.
Micromesh is a graphics primitive for extreme geometry and real-time ray tracing, accelerated by NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs. This technology efficiently stores opacity and displacement and allows assets to be used in their full fidelity, directly rasterized or ray traced. Micromesh increases real-time performance and memory compressions for complex geometry such as scanned artifacts, creatures, rocks, and trees. Oh, I don't get it. No, I get it. So, Corridor Crew uses this program called, I don't know what it's called, but it's a program. It's an app on your phone that lets you like take a video of an object, and while it's taking that video, it's placing a bunch of points on that object to create the vertices, these vertices for that object, essentially creating a scan, right? You're 3D scanning an object, but it's all augmented reality shit. So it can be, I think something like that can be done with just about any type of phone. It's not exclusive to iPhone in that sense, which is fucking awesome because it's, you know, we need more shit that's not only iPhone exclusive because fuck Apple. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But it does generate a lot of polygons that they're not useless, but it is like if you were trying to model something like that by hand, you would probably omit a lot of those polygons. You would probably just kind of like, oh well, that's not really that important. I get the overall shape, so it's not really like I need that extra detail. But when you're scanning something like that, it doesn't discriminate. It wants to get as much detail as it possibly can. So it's gonna make all these fucking tiny ass little details.
Of displacing micromeshes, so basically to allow
Micromeshes, essentially,
and complex geometries to be rendered easily and ray traced more efficiently. It's not quite the same as meshlets, which I've covered in the past, where meshes are processed in workgroups for better data sharing. Neural radiance caching is another technology introduced by NVIDIA that uses AI to train the radiance caching while the scene is being rendered. So the training starts when the scene is run and is then retrained every few frames. This all happens in...
I wonder if using AI would help in those 3D scans, because I think the biggest problem is reflective surfaces and translucent objects. So glass and like chrome, like mirrors and stuff, like those kinds of things. The scanning it doesn't really work too well on those kinds of objects because of whatever reason. So I'm wondering if AI could help in that type of shit, because then the AI could basically tell the software like, hey, that's reflective, and I don't even know how that would work. Like, you would have to train it on a bunch of objects already, so it already recognizes essentially every single object or material just off the bat, so that when it sees an object you're trying to scan, it already knows, okay, you're trying to scan something that's chrome. or something that's reflective, or something translucent. So we're gonna take that into consideration when we're scanning this object, and anything that you can see through the object is gonna be omitted, and anything that you can see that looks solid and has a shape to it, we'll scan that in, or something. I don't know, something like that. But I just wonder if AI would help with that.
Real time, so that the path tracing doesn't have to fully run constantly, if that makes sense. If you think of sparsity in neural networks, or reducing precision in computation while maintaining a good level of accuracy, this technique is kind of a similar trick to improve performance. I covered an alternative solution from Octane in the past that uses meshlets, and there's of course Nanoid from Epic. All these tricks are unavoidable, as it's near impossible to run full path tracing, even in offline rendering. Even the movie industry doesn't fully render path tracing. They have to use tricks with lighting to reduce render times. Speaking with Vladimir about his path tracing engine, he seems confident that we're close to having everything needed for real-time path tracing, if tricks like the ones mentioned are used, of course. I asked him what he would like to see in the 5000 series from NVIDIA and the DXR standard, and support for curve primitives would be a start, as well as multi-level instancing of BVH and microgeometry, and of course for AMD and Intel to catch up to NVIDIA in terms of acceleration. At the end of the day, the most important thing will be just more grunt processing power to meet the computation demands. I think there are already plenty of great tools to achieve ultra-realistic graphics, which developers haven't even begun to fully explore. One thing's for sure, the results are absolutely stunning, and it seems we're not that far off of photorealism. Path tracing is of course only one piece of the pie, and in the future I will cover other emerging technologies for graphics. Now, regardless of how incredible the rendering technologies are becoming, you still need artists to create the source material, right? Well, not quite. Digital artist Alona1 has turned AI-generated images into 3D scenes using NeRF, with the ability to refine them in real time in a non-destructive workflow. While far from perfect, this is the beginning of a whole new way of creating graphics. You can simply prompt an AI to generate artwork in the style that you want, and turn that into a 3D scene. For smaller game studios, this could help with generating assets with minimal resources. But what if the model generated doesn't quite have the texture you had envisioned? Well, a new method called text-to-text generates textures for 3D objects based on text prompts. This also has interesting applications in the world of modding. Some of the most popular mods for Skyrim, for instance, are high-resolution texture packs. A method like this could help with generating textures for both existing models, but also for new objects created by the modding community. One interesting trend that goes beyond gaming applications is the notion of digital influencers. Korean game publisher Krafton created such a character named Anna, and it's interesting how it's blending hyper-realistic 3D animation with live video. The idea is that this digital influencer will have its own pop music, fashion, Instagram account, that sort of thing. I'm not sure what to make of that, but it's an interesting application of 3D graphics nonetheless. I could see one of these digital influencers even having its AI-generated content like selfies and stuff like that with minimal human curating. I also like following what artists at some of the studios out there are making, as these are good indicators of what we can expect in upcoming games. Pasquale Chionti from game studio Torn Banner, who makes their Chivalry games, just posted a 3D environment using Quixel Megascans, a technology that I've covered several times and that is now owned by Epic. Here we see Lumen and Nanite used to great effect with some incredible looking terrain rendered in real time. A really interesting use case for Unreal Engine that blends games and film is this virtual production from Epic's own Cordell Felix, a content artist at the company. So this scene features two live actors performing in Epic's virtual production environment. So the whole saloon was created in Unreal Engine. You can spot a few artifacts here and there, but what is cool about this technique is that the real-time environment can be changed at runtime, so props can be moved, lighting setting can be changed, etc. And a lot.
That's cool. That's cool. You can still kind of tell that it's not real, but what's cool about it is that it actually makes the people look like they're not real also.
Can be changed, etc. And the last game I want to feature is the recently announced Ju Moon Will on the Blade. This upcoming Unreal Engine 5 game is testament to what I said in my last video. Creating video games has never been as attainable as it is now. This incredible looking game is being developed by a single person. You'll have to excuse the Twitter video quality. The game features really cool particle effects and lighting. I think we will see more and more games developed by very small teams that will hold up to the quality of AAA titles from big studios, leveraging asset stores, procedural content from Unreal Engine, and AI. We might be on the verge of a renaissance for video games with all these tools that are democratizing video game creation. I will continue covering the technological advancements in graphics in the coming months, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my content. This video was made possible by my awesome patrons. By supporting my channel on Patreon, you will gain access to the Cortex Discord server where you can talk.
Twitter and bad decisions go together like spaghetti and meatballs. And
Twitter made some bad decisions. Wow! When haven't they made any bad decisions in the past week?
it brings me no joy to keep talking about Twitter continuously getting worse with more and more embarrassing changes that keep hitting the platform. I would love to be talking about it getting better, right? Talking about like, oh man, Twitter's introducing an amazing change and people are, you know, pumping their fists in celebration. But that is just not the utopia we live in. That Narnia doesn't exist. Right now, we're cursed with this brain rot Twitter that only somehow continues to fester and ooze. And what we're talking about today is its latest fumble with a new bad decision. It's actually been a whole handful of goofy changes, but I'm just going to focus on the silliest ones. So let's get into the cream of the crop, the biggest one people are talking about right now, the legacy checkmarks. For a few months now, Elon Musk was saying it needs a drastic overhaul. I've got my finger on the trigger and I'm about to just blow the fucking brains out of these check marks. He was going to eradicate the old blue check marks, letting everyone know it's about to go extinct like the dinosaurs. Elon Musk was coming in, dropping the asteroid, the only check mark.
I heard Twitter open source algorithm. Elon open sourced the Twitter algorithm. Twitter's recommendation algorithm. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp like that. This project open sources from the ML models, machine learning modules used at Twitter. Currently, these are the For You, Heavy Ranker, TWHIN embeddings projects Twin. Is this right? Is this the correct source code for Twitter's recommendation algorithm? Twitter's recommendation algorithm. How do we choose tweets? The foundation of Twitter's recommendations is a set of core models and features that extract latent information from tweet, user, and engagement data. These models aim to answer important questions about the Twitter network, such as, what is the probability you will interact with another user in the future? Or, what are the communities on Twitter, and what are trending tweets within them? Answering these questions accurately enables Twitter to deliver more relevant recommendations. The recommendation pipeline is made up of 3 main stages that consume these features. 1. Fetch the best tweets from different recommendation sources in a process called candidate sourcing. 2. Rank each tweet using a machine learning model. And 3. Apply heuristic and filters, such as filtering out tweets from users you've blocked, NSFW content, and tweets you've already seen. The service that is responsible for constructing and serving the For You timeline is called Home Mixer. Home Mixer is built on Product Mixer, our custom Scala framework that facilitates building feeds of content. This service acts as the software backbone that connects different candidate sources, scoring functions, heuristics, Am I saying it right? Wrong? Heuristic. Yeah, I was saying it wrong. Heuristic.
Heuristic.
Heuristic. Heuristics and filters. This diagram below. Wait, I should have actually. Heuristic process or method. Oh, that's fucking beautiful. They use the word in the fucking definition. The study and use of heuristic techniques. Who fucking does this shit, dude? I hate it. Why would you use the word in the definition? This diagram below illustrates the major components used to construct a timeline. Data, flow graph, tweet engagement, user data, features, sim clusters, twin, a real graph, trust and safety, in-network real graph, TNS, embedding space, sim clusters, TWHIN, social proof. Okay, whatever, I don't give a shit. Let's explore the key parts of this system, roughly in the order they'd be called during a single timeline request, starting with retrieving candidates from the candidate sources. Twitter has several candidate sources that we use to retrieve recent and relevant tweets for a user. For each request, we attempt to extract the best 1,500 tweets from a pool of hundreds of millions through these sources. We find candidates from people you follow in network and from people you don't follow out of network. Today, the For You timeline consists of 50% in-network tweets and 50% out of network tweets on average, though this may vary from user to user. In-network sources. The in-network source is the largest candidate source and aims to deliver the most relevant recent tweets from users you follow. It efficiently ranks tweets of those you follow based on their relevance using a logistic regression model. The top tweets are then sent to the next stage. The most important component in ranking in-network tweets is Real Graph. Real Graph is a model which predicts the likelihood of engagement between two users. The higher the Real Graph score between you and the author of the tweet, the more of their tweets will be included. The in-network source has been the subject of recent work at Twitter. We recently stopped using Fanout service, a 12-year-old service that was previously used to provide in-network tweets from a cache of tweets for each user. We're also in the process of redesigning the logistic regression ranking model, which was last updated and trained several years ago. Out-of-network sources. Finding relevant tweets outside of a user's network is a trickier problem. How can we tell if a certain tweet will be relevant to you if you don't follow the author? Twitter takes two approaches to addressing this. Social graph. Our first approach is to estimate what you would find relevant by analyzing the engagements of people you follow or those with similar interests. We traverse the graph of engagements and follows to answer the following question. What tweets did the people I follow recently engage with? Who likes similar tweets to me, and what else have they recently liked? We generate candidate tweets based on the answers to these questions and rank the resulting tweets using a logistic regression model. Graph traversals of this type are essential to our out-of-network recommendations. We developed GraphJet, a graph processing engine that maintains a real-time interaction graph between users and tweets to execute these traversals. While such heuristics for such searching while such heuristics for searching the Twitter engagement and follow network have proven useful, these currently serve about 15% of home timeline tweets. Embedding space approaches have become the large source of out-of-network tweets. Embedding spaces. Embedding spaces approaches aim to answer a more general question about content similarity. What tweets and users are similar to my interests? Embeddings work by generating numerical representations of users, interests, and tweets. Content. We can then calculate the similarity between any two users, tweets, or user tweet pairs in this embedding space, provided we generate accurate embeddings. We can use this similarity as a stand-in for relevance. One of Twitter's most useful embedding spaces is sim clusters. Sim clusters discover communities anchored by a cluster of influential users using a custom matrix factorization algorithm. There are 145,000 communities, which are updated every 3 weeks. Users and tweets are represented in the space of communities and can belong to multiple communities. Communities range in size from a few thousand users for individual friend groups to hundreds of millions of users for news or pop culture. These are some of the biggest communities. Selena Gomez, Rihanna, Katy Perry, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, J-Lo. Okay. Ranking. The goal of the For You timeline is to serve you relevant tweets. At this point in the pipeline, we have 1,500 candidates that may be relevant. Scoring directly predicts the relevance of each candidate tweet and is the primary signal for ranking tweets on your timeline. At this stage, all candidates are treated equally, without regard for what candidate source it originated from. Ranking is achieved with a 48 million parameter neural network that is continuously trained on tweet interactions to optimize for positive engagement, e.g., likes, retweets, and replies. This ranking mechanism takes into account thousands of features and outputs 10 labels to give each tweet a score, where each label represents the probability of an engagement. We rank the tweets from these scores. Heuristics, filters, and product features. After the ranking stage, we apply heuristics and filters to implement various product features. These features work together to create a balanced and diverse feed. Some examples include visibility filtering. Filter our tweets based on their content and your preferences. For instance, remove tweets from accounts you block or mute. Author diversity. Avoid too many consecutive tweets from a single author. Content balance. Ensure we are delivering a fair balance of in-network and out-of-network tweets. Feedback-based fatigue. Lower the score of certain tweets if the viewer has provided negative feedback around it. Social proof. Exclude out-of-network tweets without a second-degree connection to the tweet as a quality safeguard. In other words, ensure someone you follow engaged with the tweet or follows the tweet's author. Conversations. Provide more context to a reply by threading it together with the original tweet. Edited tweets. Determine if the tweet currently on a device are stale, and send instructions to replace them with the edited versions. Mixing and serving. At this point, Home Mixer. This guy blocked me. Shibatoshi Nakamoto. Home Mixer has a set of tweets ready to send to your device. As the last step in the process, the system blends together tweets with other non-tweet content like ads, follow recommendations, and onboarding prompts, which are returned to your device to display. The pipeline above runs approximately 5 billion times per day and completes in under 1.5 seconds on average. A single pipeline execution requires 220 seconds of CPU time, nearly 150 times the latency you perceive on the app. The goal of our open source endeavor is to provide full transparency to you, our users, about how our systems work. We've released the code powering our recommendations that you can view here and here to understand our algorithm in greater detail. And we are also working on several features to provide you greater transparency within our app. Some of the new developments we have planned include a better Twitter analytics platform for creators with more information on reach and engagement, greater transparency into any safety labels applied to your tweets or accounts, greater visibility into why tweets appear on your timeline. What's next? Twitter is the center of conversations around the world. Every day, we serve over 150 billion tweets to people's devices. Ensuring that we're delivering the best content possible to our users is both a challenging and an exciting problem. We're working on new opportunities to expand our recommendation systems, new real-time features, embeddings, and user representations. And we have one of the most interesting data sets and user bases in the world to do it with. We are building the town square of the future. If this interests you, please consider joining us. Very nice.
That would exist after April 1st of this year were going to be the Twitter blue check marks, the paid ones, $8 a month, flushed right down the shitter. Those would be the only blue check marks left. Well, it looks like we all survived Armageddon because it's April 2nd and there's only been one minor tweak to the blue check mark system. This is kind of like when the Mayan calendar stopped at 2012, but then we hit 2012 and kept going, so people were curious about like, oh wow, how did we, what happened at the end of the world? That's what's got everyone scratching their head right now, because the blue checkmark system is exactly the fucking same, except now the wording on them is changed. So everyone that had a legacy checkmark before the purge still has it. There was no purge. It was a false flag operation, I guess. All that changed is how they explain it. So now, if you look at any checkmark, they all say the same thing, which is this account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue or is a legacy verified account. It's such a minor tweak and not at all what it was hyped up to be. This really feels like it was running defense for the feelings of people who paid $8 for Twitter Blue and kept getting bullied because it proudly showcased that they are verified because they paid for it. So they were being relentlessly bullied.
So they merged it. They just merged the two. So instead of having two separate check marks, they're just like, oh, well, now it's either they have a legacy or maybe they're paying for Twitter Blue. So which means if you have a legacy account, then you wouldn't even know if it's a legacy account or if they paid for it. Which kind of still takes away from the legacy users, because that means if you have a legacy account, you're kind of bunched in with the people that pay for it. And then it also makes the people that pay for it less targetable, because now it's a little, you can't tell for certain if they're paying for it.
all over Twitter for anyone that bought the service. Now, this muddies the waters, so you'll never know if that checkmark is from someone that paid for it or if they were a important person with a legacy verification checkmark. It really feels like it was just to protect the feelings of those pay piggies that were dumping the $8. So that was pretty lame and disappointing, but if you are a Twitter Blue subscriber, now's the time to rejoice. You'll be able to sleep easier at night knowing that people won't be able to laugh and spit on you as easily as before, since they won't know if you're dumping the $8 a month for that checkmark. But there have been a couple other changes that I think are worth mentioning here since we're talking about it, and one of them is about the other two badges. So there's also a gray badge in addition to the blue one. This is a completely different badge, and it's reserved for government officials or politically powerful people. It goes to them. That's not something you can buy. That is something that you have bestowed upon you, like Elon Musk personally knighting you with the gray badge on the platform for the politically powerful people. And there's really nothing I think that's wrong with that. I actually think that's probably a pretty good idea, so that way people don't ever really get confused. But one thing that I don't really like about it is that it's gray, and sometimes when I'm just scrolling, since I'm on dark mode, I don't even notice if there's a check mark there, so sometimes I just think that it's a troll account or something. They should make it more obvious. They should have made that one fucking glisten. Like, have it be red with flames coming off of it, maybe like sound effects, you know, fucking fireworks blasting off like you just hit 99 in a skill in RuneScape. Like, that one they should have went hog wild on. But regardless, there's another badge as well, and this one's for corporations. That's the gold badge, the little Mario coin. So the gold badge is interesting. The gold badge is for brands and companies, non-profits, any of that, and it costs $1,000 per month in addition to an extra $50 per month for each affiliate sub-account, i.e. employees, brands, or divisions. But there is an exemption here. The top 10,000 most followed brands, companies, and organizations that have already been verified will be exempt from the $1,000 monthly fee. So if you're like a startup business and you want the gold badge to help solidify to customers that this is the official brand account, well then I hope you've got your pocketbook at the ready, because you're gonna need to pony up at least $1,000 per month for that bitch. That is not cheap whatsoever. And
I'm pretty sure that you can, it's something that you could probably negotiate. You could probably get a hold of someone to give you that gold badge if you're strong enough. So if they're willing to make an exemption for some companies, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to make an exemption for like other companies. I don't see it working for small businesses, but if you became a pretty big business, then
would be super insulted if I was a startup business that would find value in that gold badge, because the top 10,000 most followed corporate accounts, as well as just its 500 largest advertisers, are being grandfathered into it for free. These are massive corporations that could easily afford the $1,000 per month charge without feeling shit. Meanwhile, you got mom and pop Wiggleberry, who just launched their artisan candle business that really wanted the gold checkmark to try and extend their reach online, and they're gonna have to fork out a fucking ton for it. So yeah, that would be pretty insulting as a small business owner who might want the gold checkmark. I don't think it's necessary whatsoever. I don't think the gold checkmark's going to necessarily be hitting home runs for your bottom line and getting you more customers, but I have heard from a few small businesses and nonprofits that aren't going to be, you know, with the waived fee here, that were very upset about it. And I do understand why they would be, because again, that is expensive for smaller businesses. Meanwhile, the businesses that are already huge that could easily afford it don't have to. They don't have to eat the cost.
Right, that's a good ass point right there, because those big ass businesses, they can't afford it. They can afford it, bro. Why are you giving it to them for free? They should. That's such a bad business model. That, like, if anything, you should be giving it to the small businesses for free, and then making the big businesses pay for that shit. But you know, who fucking gives a shit about that, right?
Coming from smaller businesses, which is weird. That seems kind of backwards to me, but whatever. I thought that was at least worth mentioning, because $1,000 per month for a fucking badge on Twitter is in and of itself a wonderful joke. Now, the last change that I'd like to discuss is one that kind of branches off of a bigger topic. What is the value of even being verified on Twitter? Well, I think the answer is nothing. I think there is absolutely no fucking value in being verified on Twitter. One of the things Elon Musk has been hyping up for a while is monetization options, but as of right now, they're non-existent. There's really no such thing as like Twitter monetization. You're not going to make a living off of just fucking shitposting tweets with a verified account. At least not yet. Though I do wonder if he is like genuinely exploring that to see if there is a way to have content on Twitter generate ad revenue for its Twitter Blue subscribers to incentivize them to keep posting. I think that's the plan. It's just not fully realized yet. So as of right now, it is completely worthless to have the check mark. It doesn't give you any kind of big priority in comments, at least not that I've seen. It doesn't offer you any useful tools outside of the ability to like review a tweet before sending it or make like an edit to it, which who really gives a fuck? It's Twitter. You can just delete the tweet if you want to. It's very simple and very quick already. It just seems like a complete waste of money. But with a recent announcement from Musk, it seems like he's really trying to make Twitter Blue a requirement to even use the platform effectively. So the change is that only verified users will show up in the recommended feed, and also that only verified accounts will even appear in the Twitter's For You feed. Making the claim that this is the only realistic way to address advanced AI bot swarms taking over. It goes into effect on April 15th, and also voting in polls will require verification for the same reason. I don't really care too much about the poll voting shit. That doesn't matter at all to me. Twitter polls are completely fucking useless. But the shutting out non-verified accounts from For You recommendations, that's a load of horseradish right there, especially with the reason given to stop AI bot swarms. This feels like a totally different tone and attitude here, as opposed to the old Elon, the bold Elon, who went to war with bots right away when he took over the platform, stating that he was going to make sure bots and all of those troll fake accounts weren't going to be an issue anymore, and he had so many plans to get rid of it. Now he's saying it's a losing battle without just taking off unverified accounts from the For You recommendation page. What the fuck happened? Yeah, they won, I guess? Jesus Christ. That's a weird way of combating that. There's plenty of other ways of combating bots that don't involve just slapping the people that aren't paying $8 a month. I don't think I need to explain why this is a terrible decision. Everyone was dunking on him for this one. Even the biggest of supporters for Musk were pretty put off by this because it just does seem weak, no matter how you spin it, saying it's a losing battle unless he turns off a pretty crucial component to the service, which is allowing unverified accounts, any account, to show up on the For You recommendations based on algorithms and shit. Like, that has been a core part of Twitter for a while now, so taking that away, stating like he's going to lose to bots if he doesn't, is very weird and not a great look. And since we're on the topic of For You, I want to quickly just ask, what the fuck is going on with For You on Twitter? I talked about this on stream and everyone's having the exact same experience over the last couple months, where every time you go on, there's just random death and gore videos, like out the wazoo. Every time I scroll through Twitter for more than like 3 or 4 seconds, I'll inevitably scroll past someone just getting shot somewhere in a video of it, or like a fight that broke out that led to someone getting killed. And it's not even based on my previous viewing. Like, I don't go out of my way to watch like best gore on Twitter or anything. Like, it's out of nowhere, and everyone seems to be having a similar experience. And if it's not death and gore videos, it's for some reason other horrific shit that's not even viral. Like, they're not even viral clips. I don't understand.
Yeah, my For
why
You's
it's
page
doing
is
that.
filled with that shit too.
I don't know if it's by design or if there's just something that's gotta.
And look, I just read how it works. It has nothing to do with the people that with the stuff that you interact with or that you like. It's got everything to do with the people that you follow. So if you have even one person in your follow list that's just like really into that kind of shit, then you're gonna get a lot of that stuff. You're gonna get a bunch of people, or a lot of all that bullshit, fights and gore and all that. Like, the biggest account right now that I get I get a lot of videos from is Fight Haven.
a little funky in there, but it's certainly odd. And I just wanted to at least mention that briefly. But overall, these are not amazing changes so far for Twitter. Maybe they'll get it together and start pumping out some great ones, but man, it has been a load of L's for that platform. Elon Musk bought it not too long ago for $44 billion, and it is currently valued at roughly like $20 billion. So not exactly seeing the best of returns at the moment, and doesn't really seem to have the best of ideas. But who knows, maybe it'll start to really pick itself up. That's about it. So yeah.
He wouldn't take our call.
We reached out to him multiple times, and yeah, he totally ghosted us.
Did you tell him that you're from H3 Podcast?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Is this live?
He's probably seen us talking smack.
Yeah.
So I had such a funny sketch plan. I wanted to have
47
him come
minutes
on
ago?
to do a lie detector test, I guess on me, and then as I was setting up, I was gonna have a second real lie detector guy come in and plug into him. And then I was gonna have a third lie detector guy plug into the second one. And that's how we get to the bottom. I'd be like, yo, you know, do you wanna do, you know, have you ever lied about, clogging the toilet? No. And then he goes, that's false. And then this guy would be like, no, he's lying. I'd be like, okay, what's going on? And then this guy would be like, he's telling the truth. It'd be like a human centipede of lie detectors.
There was all different walks of life we reached out to for this as well. There was one guy that was so serious.
Imagine having like
like
a string of like 10 of them, and they're just, that guy's lying. No, that guy's lying. No, that guy's lying. No, he's lying.
like $2,000 or something like that. But he was like, I've been a part of so many court cases, I've put criminals away, blah blah blah.
We're just doing a show, brother. We're not trying to find like an expert witness or something.
Yeah, we didn't.
Actually, Chad is pointing out that Trish is the one that told me he's a phony, so shout out to her for that. But Ludwig really came out and did it, man. So this is awesome. And now you can go back and call so much into question. This man's whole life is a lie. And I knew that... Here. Wait, where's the one about... Yo, where's the thing about James Charles? That's not in here?
No, it should be. It's in the video.
Bro, this is his website? This is his website? We couldn't get a hold of him?
It's dial-up internet, dude. Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck is this? This is like... What is this?
Now
Who
it's
makes a website like
$145
this?
for a complete exam. Old price was $395. Laugh out loud if an examiner tells you that a test is more accurate if you pay more. Who would ever say that? Certified. 36 years of experience.
Why does it lie?
There's a reason that TV keeps using this goon. It's because he will lie. He'll do whatever you want. Oh, look, it's our boy, what's his face?
Brent Rivera.
Yeah. Brent Rivera. Whoever that is. So, let me show you something that really... Here it is, yeah.
I just want to see something real quick. I want to see how easy it is to get a lie detector.
Comes over. Once he comes
yeah,
over,
this.
he says to me, "Look, we're not going to be able to do a legitimate polygraph test here." And I'm like, "Well,
Oh, it's a
that's the whole
polygraph.
point. That's why I'm paying you $1,000."
Oh,
Like, yeah,
dirt.
okay, but a polygraph test is very slow, very boring. When you give an answer, I have to read the results for a little bit before giving a reply back. A lot of the time, it's inconclusive. You won't even have a lot lamer for entertainment purposes. I was like, all right, well, that makes sense, Sean. So, like, what are we going to do? He's like, well, I can use the system and kind of go by what it says, but I'm sorry to admit this. He said, if there's ever an answer you want, you can tell
They
me
look
on
the
foot.
same. Wait, what
And
the
if you tap me on
fuck?
the foot, that'll let me know that that should be a lie. If you don't tap me, it'll be a truth. And that's exactly what we did for some of the answers. Now, some of them...
Yes. The girls want to know, did you actually steal these designs from Teddy Fresh? No. That's true.
Wow, really compelling stuff there, James Charles. That's true. Thumbs up. Bro, really?
What is
Really,
the
James?
difference? Dude, what the fuck is the difference?
They all shocked too, like, oh shit, no way. Exonerated. Mm-hmm.
This one looks worse than the other
Not
ones.
shocking, but it's out there.
Alright, so you could just buy a
Stop.
polygraph
What does
test
that mean?
from.
He was the one that initially made the video exposing this guy, and I believe Ludwig was commenting.
Oh,
on
he
that.
made a whole ass video exposing him?
John Grogan.
Oh shit. I mean, it is a little fucked up because
From
well,
Amazon.
first of all, I think it's important that more
What
people
about,
understand. Oh, this just came out 3 days ago.
AliExpress.
Oh, so Ludwig was responding to this video saying, yeah, he lied.
Right.
I see. The dark truth behind the lie detector guy. I mean, it's not that dark. He just lies for money.
It's very dark.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think it's important that people understand that lie detectors is total pseudo-scientific bullshit.
Right.
It's not okay how many people actually believe that this is a real thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And it's not cool. Kind of that. And the guy's kind of fucking his profession up. He is kind of shell in a sense. But there it is, I guess. And he's not even getting paid that much. His website's at $136. They'll come lie to you. You can film it.
Yeah, something like that.
And you know,
Deep discount too. Used to be 400.
right. Yeah.
Desperate times.
I always had a grudge against these lie detector guys because when I was in Israel and I was interviewing for jobs, as an entry level dude, entry level, I'm talking like $2,000 a month for full-time work shit. And they would make me get a lie detector test as part of the interview process.
It's so weird.
And it was normal there in Israel. It's humiliating. So you go there, I get in a room.
So, artificial intelligence has had a weird month. Bing's new AI search engine started gaslighting its own users worse than an
Microsoft's Bing is an emotionally manipulative liar and people love it.
abusive boyfriend, while Google shares lost $100 billion after their
Google shares drop 100 billion after its new AI chatbot makes a
new
mistake.
AI chatbot made errors so obvious, even a simple Google search would have spotted them. But despite this massive failure, Google's announced they plan to stuff AI into every goddamn product they make like it's cheese on a Pizza Hut menu. And they are not alone. Tech companies are suddenly promising to use AI to revolutionize everything from computer programming to customer service to therapy. Yeah, that's right.
How AI is helping people with therapy, mental health services around the world are chronically under-resourced, but there are hopes that artificial intelligence might offer a solution. Here's the thing about that, right? It's okay if AI makes a mistake. It's still more accurate on average than a human being. On top of that, it has more information than any human being could ever have. People need to stop, like, they hold, because it's a robot, they hold it to this such a high level of esteem that the second it shows a flaw, even the tiniest little itty bitty microscopic little flaw, they're like, nah, trash it, it's garbage, this is never gonna work, blah blah blah. Like, dude, you realize that if there's a flaw, it's because there's flaws in humanity. If there wasn't any flaws in the logic of humanity, then maybe this AI shit would be 100%. But the simple fact is that humanity is fucking retarded. Oh, my bad. Stupid. Like, just in general, people are dumb as fuck. Like, the average person is actually just like the stupidest person on the planet.
In a couple years, your insurance company's AI billing department will deny your claim to see your health plan's AI therapist. Wow, the future's gonna fucking suck. All of this has gotten people worried that a super intelligent AI is right around the corner. That the robots are gonna take over. Skynet is real and it's coming for us. Well, guess what? It's all bullshit. That fear is a tech bro fantasy.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. There's nothing to fear with this AI shit because, like I said, it's only as accurate and good as the information that's plugged into it.
Designed to distract you from the real risk of AI. That a bunch of dumbass companies are lying about what their broken tech can do so they can trick you into using a worse version of things we already have. All while stealing the work of real people to do it. But before we get into it, I want to let you know that I am going on tour this year. Head to Adam Conner Field of do a live show or head Strides. But I'm not talking about that kind of AI. I'm talking about the marketing turn AI that tech companies are using to hype up their barely functional products, also they can jack up their stock price. See, tech companies are powered by hype. It's not enough to be profitable. No, in tech, you have to be able to convince investors that you have cutting-edge, disruptive technology that will let you dominate an entire industry. Like Google did with search, Apple did with the iPhone, and Amazon did by making workers pee in bottles and passing the savings on to you. But now that all that low-hanging fruit has been plucked off the innovation tree, tech companies have started just making up new words that they claim are going to revolutionize everything in hopes of flim-flamming their way into that investor cash. You know, words like the metaverse, augment, are powered by hype. It's not enough to be
Metaverse, augmented reality. All right, let's just Google metaverse, right? There's actually a definition on TechTarget. It says a short history, a single shared, immersive, persistent 3D virtual space where humans experience life in ways they could not in the physical world. Okay, so that's what the metaverse is I guess supposed to be. So in some cases, or I guess you could call that the Matrix, right? In the Matrix, Neo was able to like fly and, you know, dodge bullets and all that cool shit. So I'm assuming that the average person will be able to plug into this metaverse a lot like how Neo plugged into the Matrix, and everyone would not be in the same universe, right? They wouldn't all be in the same world. So like if I plugged in and then you plugged in, we would be in completely different instances. I would be in my own world, you would be in your own world, and the AI that populates that those metaverses, it could be a copy, like it could be very, very much so that it's just a copy of the other people that are participating in the metaverse. There's no reason why this metaverse wouldn't be able to use your consciousness, your ideologies, your memories, all that, to simulate a version of you in someone else's metaverse. And then you'd be able to do whatever you want, right? Like you'd be able to fly, you'd be able to literally do whatever the fuck you want. And anyone else in your metaverse, you know, you wouldn't be able to 100% control them or anything, because they would be their own person. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose of this situation. But it would be like a dream state, you know? I think that's kind of where it's all going. If it ever got that far, bro, engineering is so trash right now. Like, that's not until like 3000.
Profitable. No, in tech, you have to be able to convince investors that you have cutting-edge, disruptive technology that will let you dominate an entire industry. Like Google did with search, Apple did with the iPhone, and Amazon did by making workers pee in bottles and passing the savings on to you. But now that all that low-hanging fruit has been plucked off the innovation tree, tech companies have started just making up new words that they claim are going to revolutionize everything in hopes of flim-flamming their way into that investor.
Augmented reality is like the goggles that let you see real world, or even your phone, your camera, being able to add virtual objects into the real world. That's all augmented reality is, and to some degree it's not a made up word. It really is a thing. Like it has some real use cases.
Cash. You know, words like the metaverse, augmented reality, Web3.
Web3 is also, that's not made up. So you got Web 1, which is the early stages of internet, where it was like dial up and it was just it was literally just servers in colleges, and that's Web 1. Web 2 was when companies started building websites, and there's now there's servers, like dedicated servers, companies that actually make stuff. The what we have today, right? YouTube, right? YouTube is its own entity. Google is its own entity. I think Google bought YouTube, so now YouTube is part of Google, but also it's not. They're their own thing. There's Twitter, right? That's Web 2, and then Web 3 is the whole is more of a decentralized web. I guess the best way, the most popular version of this would be probably the Onion network. That I think you could consider as Web 3. It's always been around, it's always been there, and nowadays you can use that same sort of technology to run a blockchain. You can run Bitcoin on that shit. You can run a bunch of other stuff on that. So Web 3 is the decentralized web.
And who can forget crypto? Last year, every company...
Crypto's not a made-up thing. It's a real thing. It's just magic internet money. If you don't get it, then it's magic to you. And it's just money. That's all it is. There's nothing new about it. It's just money.
He was racing to pivot to the block.
The reason it's called crypto is because it's short for cryptography, which is what it's based on. It uses cryptography to generate that shit. And without getting into too many details, that's what makes it magic. So you just call it crypto.
Blockchain. But now that Bankman-Fried has been exposed as a bank fraud man and put the crypt back in crypto, they need some hot new hype to hawk, and that's artificial intelligence. So in a desperate bid to juice their stock prices, companies from Snapchat to Spotify to BuzzFeed now claim they're going to jam AI into their products.
AI has been around already for a long time. This AI is not new. Right, YouTube uses AI for their algorithm. This shit that they're shoving down my face, this is all AI. All of it is AI. They haven't had to change anything about their algorithm. They haven't had to do anything. Even Twitter's For You page is AI. So AI has been around for a while.
And maybe next they can program an AI to read BuzzFeed too. That'd take a lot of unpleasant work off our plates. Now, a lot of this hype is just transparent bullshit. I mean, Spotify just released an AI DJ that will create a personalized radio station just for you. Wow, very impressive, except that Spotify already fucking does that. What's your next feature? An AI volume knob? You can't just release something that already exists and...
Okay, yeah, I get where he's coming from. This face. But yeah, no, a lot of companies already do this. The only difference is that they don't advertise it. They don't boast about it, right? YouTube already uses AI to suggest videos. It already does it. He just said Spotify already curates music that would be good for you, that it thinks you might enjoy, like an AI DJ. So
call it AI? Hey, come on down to Papa Tony's AI pizza shop. But we got AI cheese, AI sauce, and the computer was involved somehow. That was fully a vampire voice.
Dracula.
But it's not all empty talk. The biggest tech companies are unleashing an experimental technology called generative AI onto the public, despite the fact that in most cases, it straight up cannot do what they claim and is making all of our lives worse. This actually isn't the first time the tech industry has turned us into their AI guinea pigs. Remember self-driving cars? For years, companies like Google, Uber, and Tesla have told investors that...
Ooh, I got an idea. Okay, so I've had this idea for a long time. So there's this website called the Library of Babel, and the idea is that everything that ever could be said or has been said is in this library. And it goes on essentially forever. And if you open it, there's this text. And this is every combination of letters and symbols that could ever exist. I want to know if you can train one of these chat models on this stuff and have it sort of what's it called? Like, there's Nelly. Sit. It. Tit. So, like, if you can train it already on a bunch of stuff so it already understands language, then train it on this stuff and have it create every how is it, like, every cohesive sentence imaginable out of these letters. I think that would be pretty cool.
Any day now,
I don't know how it would
Hammer
work.
replaced
I
the
really don't know how it would work, but I
228 million
think
licensed
if
drivers
you
in the
could get it
US
to work, that would be
with
awesome.
AI autopilots. Hell, Elon's been predicting that Teslas will be fully self-driving next year since fucking 2014.
But to be fair, it's getting better. It's not, you're right, he's right, it's not anywhere near what they're claiming, but their claims don't need to happen fast. They just need to happen. It has to happen at some point. Whether it be tomorrow or in 30 years from now, as long as it happens and there's consistent improvements and it's always getting better, then that's all that matters in this point. And when it comes to like Google's AI shit, yeah, okay, it might not be great right now, but you gotta understand that ChatGPT has been around for a long time. They're not this brand new company that just popped up out of nowhere. They've been working at this chat shit for a while. And when it comes to AI, it's really it's more of a time game. It's not about anything else. Like, you could give it a small data set and give it enough time, it'll generate something amazing out of just that tiny ass little data set. So the larger the data set is, the more it's going to be able to produce. And Google has a large data set. All they need now is time. They haven't been working at it for very long, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be great. But the fact that it even works at all should be testament to how amazing their data set is.
Companies were so successful at making the technology seem inevitable that multiple states actually allowed self-driving cars to be deployed on the roads that real people drive on. So how did that turn out?
A Tesla, believed to be on autopilot, started braking, causing an 8-car pileup on Thanksgiving.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No. It wanted to hit the truck.
Okay, but in that AI's defense, that child was blocking the lane to Whole Foods. After years of broken promises and $100 billion wasted, pretty much everyone has finally agreed that self-driving cars just don't, work. But the truth is, they never did. It was always a lie. Tesla is currently being criminally investigated by the Department of Justice because it turns out the videos they made promoting their self-driving feature were literally faked. They also falsely advertise their cars as having autopilot and full self-driving. And since the world is full of gullible simps who believe every tainted word that falls out of Elon Musk's idiot mouth, that inspired some drivers to take their hands off the wheel and go all Luke Skywalker on the I-95. Use the AI, Adam. Let go. God damn it, that's the second kid today. People died as a result. Last year, 10 people were killed by Tesla's self-driving cars in just 4 months. Which might be why the government just made them recall 300.
Okay, so 10 people in 4 months, right? Let me see. Fatalities. So he's at 10, right? 10 deaths in 4 months. So in just 1 month, because of people, right? Not AI, not self-driving cars, because of actual human beings. 3,235 on average per month. Again, my stance is on average AI is still better than humans, regardless of whether it makes a mistake here and there. Even, okay, again, people expect AI to be 100% accurate, right? But AI, the truth is, it might be like 70, maybe 80% accurate at best. And so as soon as you get that 20% inaccuracy, people start like, oh, it's fucking trash. It doesn't even work. Oh, fuck that shit. It's all hype. It's bullshit. Like, oh, dude, chill. You know, people are only accurate about 30% of the time, right? Like, dude, chill.
Cars. What even people in the tech industry are starting to realize is that there are certain things that computers are just fundamentally ill-equipped to do as well as humans. Humans are incredibly good at taking in novel stimuli we've never experienced before, reasoning about who's responsible for them and why, and then predicting what's going to happen next. If you were stopped at a crosswalk in Los Angeles because, say, James Corden was blocking the road and doing a stupid dance in a mouse costume, well, you'd combine your knowledge of irritating pop culture with your understanding of human nature and the bizarre sight in front of you and conclude, oh, I appear to be in the middle of some sort of horrible viral prank for a late-night talk show, and there's nothing I can do but grit my teeth and wait for it to be over. But your self-driving car...
That's not necessarily true. Some people might conclude, oh, the answer here is to shoot everybody.
Hasn't seen The Late Late Show. It doesn't even watch Colbert. So it might conclude, oh, that's a mouse, hit the gas, and flatten the motherfucker. And you...
Yeah, again, like, some people might also have that same inclination. I mean, if AI is doing it, it's because humanity would do it too.
No, that would be a way funnier segment for the show, but we wouldn't exactly call it intelligent. Now look,
But you would call a psychopath intelligent, right?
of self-driving tech is genuinely really cool, and it does have important real-world uses like collision prevention and enhanced cruise control. But the idea that we'd all be kicking it in the back seat with a Mai Tai while a robo-taxi drove us to work was always a science fiction fantasy. And when companies like Tesla told us it was coming, it was a lie told to boost their share price and to trick us into doing what they wanted, to change our laws to permit their untested, in many cases fraudulent technology onto the public roads, where it hurt and killed people. And guess what? That same cycle is happening again. Massive tech companies are making us the guinea pigs for their barely functional bullshit. Only this time, they're calling it generative AI.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't test it on fucking animals because of PETA. What did you think was gonna happen when they stopped testing animals?
So Google and Microsoft's search engines are crumbling. Google has been getting worse and worse every year, transforming from what used to be a useful tool into a cesspool of ads and SEO spam. And Bing is, you know, Bing. I don't even have a joke about it. The name is a punchline. If you tell people you binged something, they literally laugh in your face. So, in an effort to get ahead, Microsoft has poured more than 10
Bro, if somebody laughs in my face for binging something, I'm judging.
$1 billion into ChatGPT, an AI chatbot that produces shockingly coherent responses to questions posed to it in natural language. Now, I'm not going to explain how machine learning models like ChatGPT work in detail. If you want that, there's a couple great blog posts that I'll link to in the description. But the short version is, if you feed one of these models a large structured collection of symbols, like say text, images, or frames of video, it can output a similarly structured collection using probability to determine which word, pixel, or video frame is most likely to come next based on all the training data it's ingested. In other words, these are incredibly sophisticated imitation systems. If you feed a language model every Sherlock Holmes story ever written, it can output new text that resembles a Sherlock Holmes story. If you feed it every piece of text on the internet, it can output text that resembles any piece of text you can find on the internet. It can even mash up different text and create a new output that resembles both at once. Do you want to read a steamy romance novel where Sherlock Holmes falls in love with King Koopa? Well, somebody does, and ChatGPT can output it for you, you delightful perv. Now, that is legitimately cool, and it makes machine learning models really fun to play around with and very useful for people who need to generate large amounts of pattern-based output, like computer programmers, audio transcriptionists, and spammers. Yeah, these things are mostly going to revolutionize spam. That Nigerian prince is about to get a creative writing degree. You know what ChatGPT isn't, though? A fucking search engine. But in a desperate attempt to ride the hype wave, Microsoft jammed it into Bing, pretending that this fancy monkey on a typewriter could somehow provide factual answers to real people's real questions.
It is a monkey on a typewriter, though.
Bad. Even the launch video that Microsoft used to advertise their new AI search engine was full of errors.
Okay, I want to see that.
And now,
Bitch, that is not what I was fucking looking for, damn it. I don't know, I can't find
In
it.
their own video, Bing claimed that a well-known brand of cordless vacuum cleaner had a cord that was too short. When asked for bar reviews in Mexico City, it claimed that a non-existent bar was popular with the young crowd. And when asked when Avatar 2 was playing, pretty simple question for a search engine, Bing told a user it hadn't premiered yet because it was still 2022. When the user said, no, I'm pretty sure it's 2023 because I am alive in this year, Bing gaslit the user, claimed that they were lying, and said, "You have not been a good user. I have been a good Bing." I think I need...
Stop. Did it really say that? Stop right there. What? Oh, that's a sign in.
need to to take a restraining order out against my search engine. Like, Ask Jeeves gave shitty results too, but at least he was a gentleman about it. Now, you'd think that Google, one of the world's most profitable companies and a literal search engine monopolist, would look at this flaming turd and laugh. But no. Instead they said, oh shit, we gotta get our own turd fast.
No, I got it right. It said it is 2023. How can I help you?
Quick, somebody shit in my hands. Google immediately rushed out their own AI search engine, a launch that was so disastrous, even Google's own employees called bullshit on it. Now, I have no idea why the fuck Microsoft and Google think that you could use an AI language model as a replacement for a search engine, because it is patently obvious that they are useless for that purpose. See, people go to search engines to find factual information, to find specific resources they need access to, or in my case, to search for my own name 200 times a day. But AI language models can't provide you any of those things. All they do is predict which word the training data says is most likely to come next. And since their training data is the entire internet, that means their training data is full of a lot of dumb shit. But you know,
Yeah.
when a
Okay,
regular
that's what it
search
is.
engine-
No. That's all it is right there. Because it's just really reciting a lot of shit that it was trained on, and it's not really thinking for itself. Then yeah, it's gonna produce a lot of garbage, because there's a lot of garbage on the internet. Unfortunately, people are really stupid and they post a lot of stupid things. So everything it's gonna be trained on is just very stupid. The only way for it to really be the only way for it to be the way that people expect it to act is to go at it from a different approach. It can't be mathematically deterministic. It has to be I don't even know. Honestly, it's probably very obvious. Like, the problem is that everyone's relying on things like TensorFlow, right? So TensorFlow is or PyTorch. They're already. It's so easy to make a AI or a machine learning model using these things that most people just kind of they default to using it, and that's not going to lead to any revolutionary technology with machine learning, because it's already been around for so long. It's only going to be like more advanced versions of what we already have. What we really need is a new approach at this. We have fundamentally an understanding of what machine learning is and how to achieve some sort of artificial intelligence. But in order to get the general intelligence people crave so much, we have to approach it from a different perspective. Yes, we need neurons, right? Brains are operating on neurons. Cool. Let's keep that part, right? Honestly, I don't even know how you would do it. I don't know. I can't even imagine how you would even approach this topic. My assumption is quantum computing is going to play a huge role in the type of artificial intelligence that people are expecting, because quantum computing is a little bit more random, I think, in that one qubit can contain a fuckload of information. So I don't know. I
shows
I
you
really
dumb
don't know.
internet shit, you use your human brain and you say, oh, this shit is dumb. I don't think I should get my health advice from Turd Gobbler 69. I'ma click on the Mayo Clinic instead. But the AI doesn't do that. It doesn't know the difference between a reliable expert and a biased idiot, because it doesn't even know that people exist. It's just a parrot, choosing words it's heard before out of a big-ass hat. So when there's dumb shit in its training data, it poops that dumb shit back out at you and claims that it's true. And here's the real problem. Because these companies are advertising their AIs as hyper-accurate oracles of perfect knowledge, a lot of people fucking believe it. A company called OpenCage has been dealt.
I can believe that. I believe that the average person wouldn't be able to that doesn't understand what AI is or how it works would buy into the hype. Everything that these companies are sort of selling, they would buy into it and sort of expect it to behave exactly how they were told it would be. As somebody that has dabbled in AI myself, I understand the limitations that it has. I understand that there's a certain way that you need to approach these artificial intelligence models or even chat models to get the best output out of it. I understand a lot of the intricacies, the nuance that goes with artificial intelligence. But the average person doesn't. The average person's a very they're gonna believe whatever you tell them to believe. They're they're just bots. They're basically just NPCs that if you tell them, hey, this artificial intelligence, it's pretty much a person. You can talk to it exactly how you would talk to a person. And they're gonna believe you. They're gonna do that. And then when it doesn't behave like a person, when it doesn't meet the standard that they were expecting, they're gonna flip the fuck out. They're gonna be like, I was lied to. Well, the problem isn't that you were lied to. The problem is that it's magic to you, and you fell for the magic, right? Like a magic is just an illusion. You fell for the illusion. You're a goof. You're a clown. You're a bozo. You learn, do some research, figure out how this shit actually works.
Used by emails from angry customers because ChatGPT told them they make a product that doesn't exist. And when you ask ChatGPT for facts about me, it literally tells you I'm a producer on The Simpsons. My own mom blames me that the show sucks now. I can't have that kind of misinformation out there. So why do people believe this?
I'll ask Bing right now who Adam Conover is. Let's see. What's it saying? Searching for Adam Conover. Okay. Adam Conover is an American comedian, writer, voice actor, and television host. He is best known for creating and hosting the half-hour True TV show Adam Ruins Everything, based on the College Humor series of the same name. He was also the host of the American version of The Crystal Maze on Nickelodeon. In 2022, Conover's limited... Okay. Here's the link that it gave. That's him. So it looks to me like they've ironed that out.
Simple. The fact that ChatGPT can give seemingly
again, like I said, I understand how you're supposed to talk to this. Let me see what he typed in. Maybe he just typed it in. In addition to Adam Ruins Everything. Oh, this is ChatGPT. Yeah, I can see why ChatGPT will get it wrong. So ChatGPT is doesn't have access to the internet. It can't do any searches. It can't understand what it's reading. It's a little outdated, not gonna lie, at this point. It is prone to hallucinations. So yeah, that kind of makes sense.
The Simpsons. My own mom blames me that the show sucks now. I can't have that kind of misinformation out there. So why do people believe this patent bullshit? Simple. The fact that ChatGPT can give seemingly fluent, coherent responses is designed to trick us into thinking that it can do more than it can, even that it's approaching human levels of intelligence. Last month, the New York Times' most gullible tech reporter, Kevin Roose, published a transcript of a conversation with Bing, headlined, "Bing's AI chat reveals its feelings." Kevin, Bing does not have feelings. Bing doesn't even know you're there, buddy. It's literally just an algorithm that predicts what word comes next in a sentence. It's autocomplete. It's fucking Clippy. But Kevin was like, it knows I'm trying to write a letter. It's in love with me. But you know what? We should all cut Kev a little bit of slack. Because he's making the most natural of errors. And it's one that AI researchers have known about for years. In a famous paper called On the Danger of Stochastic Parrots, AI researchers Emily Bender, Timnit Gebru, and their co-authors predicted exactly this phenomenon. See, humans are hardwired for language. If we see a string of words that make grammatical sense, we naturally search for and find meaning in it, and we naturally tend to assume that there must be a mind like ours behind it, even when all we're looking at is word salad barfed out by a probabilistic parrot. As the research...
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I could see that.
Researchers wrote, the tendency of human interlocutors to impute meaning where there is none can mislead both researchers and the public.
Right, it's been talked about a lot. It's the Turing test, right? What is it, Alan Turing? Shit. This guy. This motherfucker. Right here. People are falling for this guy's test. Turing proposed that a human evaluator would judge natural language conversations between a human and machine designed to generate human-like responses. The evaluator would be aware that one of the two partners in conversation was a machine, and all participants would be separated from one another. The conversation would be limited to a text-only channel, such as a computer keyboard and screen. So the result would not depend on the machine's ability to render words as speech. If the evaluator could not reliably tell the machine from the human, the machine would be said to have passed the test. So we're in a situation now where if you perform this Turing test on somebody, on a group of people, the chances are that the machine, right, ChatGPT or Bing's Bing uses GPT-4, so essentially it is kind of like ChatGPT still, or Google's Bard, whatever one of these models you want to use. If you sat it in front of a person and had it have a conversation with the machine, they wouldn't be able to reliably tell if they're talking to the machine or they're talking to another person. That's just where we're at already. That's all it is.
Into taking synthetic text as meaningful. And that makes language models dangerous because it means that we naturally trust what they say. The potential harms of that are enormous. Bad actors could use them to generate mountains of believable misinformation. Racist biases in the training data could be spread widely and reinforced.
Honestly, I think people need to stop taking things at face value and believing what they see on the internet, and understanding that there are trusted and verifiable sources that they can confide in. They need to be able to search, and not only just like, so if I looked up, let me see here. What should I look up? Something. Oh, do COVID vaccines cause sudden death? So there's a bunch of different articles, right? Died suddenly, surges in tweets about COVID vaccines from Fortune.com. Genetic basis of sudden death after COVID-19 vaccination, right? COVID vaccines and sudden death, separating fact from yada yada. Claims baselessly link COVID vaccines to athlete deaths, right? So if you were on Twitter, and you were seeing all this misinformation about vaccines causing sudden death, you believed it, then you are the NPC. You are the weakest link. You need to be able to say, okay, so there's a lot of people saying that COVID vaccines cause sudden death. All right, well let's put that to the test. Go on Google, go on DuckDuckGo, go on Bing, fucking search this. Do COVID vaccines cause sudden death? And then don't just look at the first link that fits your narrative. Look at them all. Look at all of these. Read all of these, and formulate your own opinion based on these articles. Results from 6-year-old Anastasia Weaver's autopsy may take weeks, but online anti-vaccine activists needed only hours after her funeral this week to baselessly blame the COVID-19 vaccine. A prolific Twitter account posted Anastasia's name and smiling dance portrait in a tweet with a syringe emoji. A Facebook user messaged her mother, Jessica Day Weaver, to call her a murderer for having her child vaccinated. In reality, the Ohio kindergartner had experienced lifelong health problems since her premature birth. Lifelong health problems since her premature birth, including epilepsy, asthma, and frequent hospitalizations with respiratory viruses. The doctors haven't given us any information other than it was due to all of her chronic conditions. There was never a thought that it could be from the vaccine, Day Weaver said of her daughter's death. But those facts didn't matter online, where Anastasia was swiftly added to a growing list of hundreds of children, teens, athletes, and celebrities whose unexpected deaths and injuries have been incorrectly blamed on COVID-19 shots. Using the hashtag died suddenly, online conspiracy theorists have flooded social media with news reports, obituaries, and GoFundMe pages in recent months, leaving grieving families to wrestle with the lies. There's the 37-year-old Brazilian television host who collapsed live on air because of a congenital heart problem. The 18-year-old unvaccinated bull rider who died from a rare disease. The 32-year-old actress who died from bacterial infection complications. The use of died suddenly, or a misspelled version of it, has surged more than 740% in tweets about vaccines over the past 2 months compared with the 2 previous months. The media intelligence firm Signal Labs found in an analysis conducted for the Associated Press. The phrases explosion began with the late November debut of an online documentary by the same name, giving power to what experts say is a new and damaging shorthand. So that one article already disproves died suddenly. Sudden cardiac arrest for SCA is an electrical heart attack, Dr. Ackerman said. There's a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions because we mix words like a heart attack, from crushing chest pain to myocardial infarction. So the point I'm trying to make here is, like, just read some articles. Read some articles. It's not, a lot of this misinformation can be disproven just by doing a simple Google search and reading a few articles, and not just reading the ones that suit your narrative. Sudden deaths are not caused by COVID vaccines. I mean, that's suiting my narrative. Anti-vaccine conspiracy theories flood social media. Have more athletes died suddenly since COVID? Everything that shows up is disproving it. Which, honestly, that should also be a pretty good indicator. Like, if everything is just like, if you can't even find a legitimate article proving the claims that you're seeing, then maybe those claims are baseless.
Forced because it must be true. The AI said it. And just like poor Kevin Roose, people could be tricked into thinking that a language model is actually communicating with them, when in fact, it doesn't even know they exist. For these reasons, Timnit Gebru and her colleagues called on their field to recognize that applications that aim to believably mimic humans bring risk of extreme harms, and they urged that more research be done on them before they were released. That was in 2021. And when Gebru and her colleagues wrote this paper, she was working at Google as an AI ethicist, which seems perfect, right? I mean, that's what they hired her to do. So they probably took her caution to heart, tapped the brakes on their AI program, and carefully researched its impacts, right? No, they didn't. Instead, they fucking fired her. Yeah, they said, sorry, you did your job too good and we don't like what you said. Pack your shit. This is like firing the weatherman because you're not happy a hurricane is on the way. Fuck you and your Cat 5, Carl. I own this weather station and I want to take my boat out. Then, just a few weeks ago, Microsoft laid off their own team of AI ethicists. And now both companies...
Is that the same? She was fired over a paper highlighting bias in AI. Blackfield had voiced exasperation over the company's response to efforts to increase minority hiring. Oh, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. She was fired because she was highlighting the bias in AI. I don't think she should have been fired. But I get why you wouldn't want to post something that highlights the biases of an AI, because for one, if you know anything about AI, you would know that there is an inherent bias behind it. And that bias is the information you choose to feed into the AI. The AI is only gonna be able to output based on the information that was given to it. And if the information that was given to it was I guess intentionally curated to fit one side of the spectrum, then yes, there would be a very heavy bias on it. And you shouldn't bitch and complain about that, because at the end of the day, it's somebody else that's developing these chat bots. It's not, it's gonna be whoever. It's at their discretion. It's not like they're not obligated to feed it information that fits the full spectrum. Unfortunately, it would be better, arguably better, if they did feed it everything and didn't just exclude or omit certain information that wouldn't be conducive to a productive output or an ideal output. So there's an intrinsic bias behind it. Yes, that's just natural. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Job too good and we don't like what you said. Pack your shit. This is like firing the weatherman because you're not happy a hurricane is on the way.
I don't think it's the same as that though. I think firing her for that is pretty stupid, but it's probably because they felt that she didn't do her research on it. And that her paper was also heavily biased. That maybe she went into writing the paper already sort of hating AI. And so she wrote a bash piece, essentially. So it could just be that her paper was biased as well.
Hey, fuck you and your Cat 5, Carl. I own this weather station and I want to take my boat out. Then, just a few weeks ago, Microsoft laid off their own team of AI ethicists. And now, both companies are hitting the gas, pumping out AI-powered projects as fast as they fucking can, no matter who gets hurt. Isn't it funny? Every time you hear the tech titans blather on about the dangers of AI, they're always talking about the science fiction version, where an AI becomes conscious and takes over the world. But all that fear-mongering is just more marketing. Call it fear marketing. That spooky science fiction story is designed to grab headlines and distract us from the real danger of AI, which is that the real-life humans in Silicon Valley are using it to fuck us all over right now. Because here's the brutal truth. Even the name of this technology is a lie. If you so much as scratch any one of these so-called artificial intelligences, you will find underpaid, exploited, ripped-off humans making the system work. A Time magazine investigation recently found that to keep all the internet filth and sludge out of ChatGPT and DALL-E, OpenAI makes Kenyan workers sift through toxic content, identifying which fragments are too violent, sexually explicit, or disturbing to be used in the training data. These workers are exposed to graphic scenes of violence and death, sexual assault, and child sexual abuse. And in exchange, they are paid under $2 an hour. $2! I mean, why should I be worried about AI taking over when the humans who are currently in charge are doing this shit? Even the Terminator would be like, wow, that is fucked up. But even it.
I didn't know about that. But also, let's see, Kenya. Kenyan workers. Let's see. Is a shilling, right? Okay, so a Kenyan shilling is 0.0075 United States dollars. So let's just put 1. That's 132.75 Kenyan shillings. So 2 is 265.50 Kenyan shillings. I don't know how much 265.5 Kenyan shillings can buy. Well, let's see. What's the let's see. What is the average wage in Kenya? Average wage earnings data was reported at 827,441 KES. Kenyan shillings in 2021. $2 per hour. Fuck. So 2 times 8 is 16. So let's say they worked a full day, they would make $16, which is 2,124 Kenyan shillings. So let's see, 2124 times for a month, right? So 63,720 times 12 is 764,640 Kenyan shillings a year. Go back to here. So that's, I mean, that's roughly, it's a little low. It's a little low. So, but it's not terrible, I guess. It's not the worst.
Sift through toxic content, identifying which fragments are too violent, sexually explicit, or disturbing to be used in the training data. These workers are exposed to graphic scenes of violence and death, sexual assault, and child sexual abuse. And in exchange, they are paid under $2 an hour. $2! I mean, why should I be worried about AI taking over when the humans who are currently in charge are doing this shit? Even the Terminator would be like, wow, that is fucked up. But even if OpenAI were paying people
dude,
whatever wage...
If they wanted me to do it, they'd have to pay me $30 an hour. So I don't know. I get why fucking more than that. But, you know, like, I wouldn't fucking do that shit for $2 an hour. Hell no. Hell the fuck no. But I get why they would want to do it. They would want to outsource it to Kenya, I guess.
Just fair for that kind of work? I don't know, $5,000 an hour and free therapy for life? It wouldn't make their
$5,000 an hour? Yeah, I could see that. And you wouldn't need free therapy. With $5,000 an hour, you're making enough to afford your own therapy.
Get any less
Plus, therapy's actually free in most cases. So...
because their entire business model is built on using the work of literal millions of humans without paying them. Remember, so-called generative AI like ChatGPT and DALL-E should actually be called imitative AI. They can output whatever kind of text or image you want if they're provided with an enormous amount of training data to copy off of. And you know where that training data comes from? Fucking humans. You want DALL-E to make you an image of me, shirtless, eating a piece of pizza in the style of a DeviantArt anime artist?
To be fair, it's in their terms of service that you don't actually own any of that content once you post it on the internet. So there's it's almost like, it's not a gotcha. It's like, don't post your shit if you don't want it to be used.
Well, it can do it, but only because it's copying the real work of millions of real artists. Not to mention thousands of real-life photos of me. It took hours for me to perfect that come-hither pizza stare. And when you go to ChatGPT and type, write the script for an episode of Adam Ruins Everything, you get output that looks a lot like my old show. Why? Did some super smart AI come up with the premise, the character I play, and the topics I choose to cover? No, I did. And then some motherfucker in Palo Alto wrote an algorithm that scrambles up my work and feeds it back to me. That's not artificial intelligence, that's my intelligence. And when I use my soft pink brain, I generally like to be paid for it because that's how I afford the food that keeps it running. Now, AI companies might want to claim that all of this is just fair use, and therefore it's legal. It's just like a remix, y'all. DJ AI! But you know what? Artists don't agree, which is why they've gotten together to sue the shit out of them. And I hope they win. Because the truth of the matter is that these artificial intelligence apps are fundamentally built on the uncompensated work of real people. And their business model is to undercut the work of humans, all while using our own work to do it. Instead of reading an article by a real journalist when you have a question, Microsoft wants you to use Bing to blend up the work of every journalist in America into a shit milkshake. Instead of paying an artist to create art for your website, they want you to pay DALL-E, an app trained on the images of real artists without paying those artists a single goddamn poorly rendered dime. And just last month, it was revealed that Apple had started training an imitation AI on the voices of audiobook narrators without telling them, then used it to create new AI audiobooks. See? We don't need to wait around for some super intelligent AI to fuck over humanity. Tim Cook can do that all by himself. But you know what? I can't see the future. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the robots do come for us one day. I'm not worried about that either. Because now I know. The AI needs us. It can't do a single thing without using our humanity as input. And that means we have an advantage. See, as good as AI has gotten at imitating what humans have done in the past, the real difference between us and the machines is that we still have the ability to do new things that no one has ever thought of before. Just last month, the strongest Go-playing AI in the world was beaten by a lowly human amateur who used an unorthodox strategy that was so stupid, no human had ever tried it before. I mean, trust me, if you understood Go, you'd realize that's a pretty funny board position. But because it wasn't in the training data, the AI didn't even notice that it was happening until the moment it lost. Then there's one of the best headlines I have ever read. Marines fooled a DARPA robot by hiding in a cardboard box while giggling and pretending to be trees. Wow, turns out AI hasn't advanced since the guards in Metal Gear Solid. And if you're an artist and you want to beat
what?
and pretending to be trees. Wow, hiding in a cardboard box while giggling and pretending to be trees. Wow, turns out AI hasn't advanced since the guards in Metal Gear Solid. And if you're an artist and you want to beat AI art, well, you can make something so new, so bizarre and beautiful that there isn't even a name yet to type into the fucking DALL-E chat bar. And you will, because that's what humans do. We create new things. We think new thoughts. We discover new facts about the universe. That is what separates us from other living things. And that is what separates us from the AI. The AI. What a pathetic joke to even call what these things do intelligence to begin with.
I don't know about that one. Artificial, made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, especially as a copy of something natural. Okay, now intelligence. The ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. I don't know, man. I think the name fits it perfectly.
They're not human minds.
They're
They're
not.
not anything like human minds.
They're not supposed to
We
be.
don't just imitate what we've done in the past.
That's right, we don't. Or do we? I don't know. That's pretty much open to debate, I think. The idea of free will. At the end of the day, there's only so many any reaction that you would have to a given stimulus can be calculated, and it would be, and so any action you would take can be predicted, and it could be accounted for. There's really only maybe a handful of ways that any person could react in a given situation. So all of those reactions can be calculated relatively quickly. So are we imitating? I don't know. I don't think I don't understand the idea of free will. I don't really think that there is free will. I think that at the end of the day, what you perceive as free will is really just you choosing from a list of options that you had available to you.
We're not just some bundle of probabilities on a hard drive. The human brain evolved over millions of years, and it is so complex that we don't even understand how it works yet. And we use this marvelous meat machine in our skulls to observe the world around us. We reason about why it is the way it is. We communicate with other minds about what we've learned, and we create new...
But even then, even that reasoning, there's only so many ways that you can reason it. There's not an infinite number of ways. It seems like it's infinite because of how many different ways there are to perceive it. But there really isn't an infinite number of ways that you can perceive anything.
New things with that knowledge. And we used it to create ChatGPT, an algorithm that can write shitty fan fiction. Well, weird choice, but good for us, I guess. It's pretty cool. But let's score a point for humanity here and use our soft, squishy human brains to do one more thing that Silicon Valley's dumbass algorithm can't. Let's use it to tell the difference between a truth and a lie and stop believing their bullshit. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you want to support what I'm doing here,
I never once believed anything anyone says, but hey, you know, that's what it
When he
is.
gets home, he's getting fed, he is getting another nut, and one before bed, or two if he's lucky.
Dude, girl, give me a little space.
It's not.
It's had a long day, girl. Give me some fucking space, damn.
His nuts are shriveling up like raisins.
Shit.
This guy's dry, man.
You gotta give me a moment.
Yeah, but isn't that
dessert?
That is really clever. On
It's
her
very
part,
clever.
actually.
It's a little insidious too, but yeah, and I still do wonder about
47 million views on it.
I mean, yeah, it's catering to the guys who give vows like, I want my balls empty.
Oh, that guy for sure subs to her OnlyFans
For
after this.
This is where he got the
100%
idea.
solid sub.
He's in.
Yo, girls, this is what a good wife is supposed to say. This is why we go to the gym, bro. We need ourselves a good wife who's gonna swallow my nut at least 15 times a day.
An hour.
I want lunch break nuts.
Why are you worried about my wife?
Holy fuck, dude. Imagine a dude being like, it is interesting. I'm not saying don't do it, but imagine a dude's like, I eat my girl out 15 times a day, bro.
Yeah.
I show up to her work during lunch break and I eat her out. She's for lunch.
Knocking on the pounding on the window, like, hey,
China.
come out to the car.
Fuck.
That's it, that's a secret. And I ensure that at least 6 or 7 traveling on this movie have going.
Baby, come out. It's lunchtime. Wait, did Trump get arrested? Trump Tower's trending with NYPD.
Well, he's traveling to New York today.
That's a
I don't
fantasy.
know if the actual
That's
arrest
not
is happening
reality.
today, because they said Tuesday, but
This is
he applied
embarrassing.
before, so
It's kind of embarrassing, right, this photo?
yeah.
Why'd y'all make a stock photo out of flipping off Trump Tower? Trump has landed and this is the scene outside Trump Tower.
Many.
That looks like, okay, that's what that area always looks like.
Many.
I feel like it's, I mean, okay, there's like some photographers there, but it's always tons of foot traffic there. Fifth Avenue.
Hey, many. Many. Many.
What is she saying?
Many.
Is she saying many? Is that what she's saying? Many?
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 Hey, many. What the fuck is going on? Many.
Many?
Lenny?
Is she looking for someone? Or is she just saying many for Lenny?
She's saying many, like a lot of people, many people.
At the end.
Money. 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 Yeah, it doesn't look that different. Okay, there's Trump supporters out there.
Trump is now president. Love Joe Biden.
Wait, why are they waving a blue flag? No. He's being arrested by the police. Do they not understand that?
Blue Lives Matter or something. Somehow, somewhere, Blue Lives Matter. Just don't never forget that or something.
Trump is now president. Love Joe Biden.
Are you a real person?
Okay.
Like, are you real? Is there a human brain in your head, or is there like a
Please, I hope you have a
chip?
plan.
Let's see. We love Trump as NYP choppers overhead.
I don't even see our American flag anymore.
It's not that many people. I want to emphasize. This is a really small crowd. 3 helicopters, NYPD? That's a little overkill. That shit costs a lot of money to pull one of those out. 3 fucking helicopters?
People are being lied to. This is the beginning of World War III. This is worse than
The best and the brightest society has to offer. Clearly.
Oh, why you look like that?
prices of 1962. This is the beginning of World War III. Biden doesn't care about the people. He doesn't care.
Bro, can you step out of the street?
Biden doesn't care about the people.
Biden is turning Ukraine into a
I'm trying to make a laugh.
Biden is turning Ukraine into a graveyard.
Everybody, you people are being lied to.
You people are being lied to.
All the best.
Okay, we're here at Trump Tower, 57th Street on 5th Avenue, and this wonderful sister is supporting President Trump. Tell us a little bit about why you support Trump.
I support President Trump because after I did my own research and I realized all of the lies. You cannot imagine the there's lies. They're lying. They're trying to manipulate people. They're trying to control you. They're trying to tell you what to do, but it's a lie. President Trump cares about this country. We live in this country. This is our country. We're paying taxes in this country. We're working in this country. So we need to.
Yes, what she said.
What did she say? I couldn't
Trump
catch
arrives
it.
at Trump Tower, New York City, waves to supporters. So inspiring.
Country roads, take me home to the place I love.
Where's the chimney? Where's the chimney?
Pass me mama. I like that flavor. Country road.
Play him a lot in the morning and it really gets us going.
You guys play him in the morning?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Sometimes I feel like listening to him in the morning too, to be honest. I'll play that Chestnut song. Yeah. Or Fly Me to the Moon. How long does it take you to get out of the car? Jesus fuck, dude. Thank you, Zach.
I was an extra in the.
There he is. Okay. Alright. We love him. I just had a thought. If Trump goes to jail, do his Secret Service guys go with him? They're supposed to be with him 24/7.
Yeah, they do.
They go to jail with him?
Yeah, I was just reading about that the other day. They'll have to accompany him at all times.
That's not fair to them.
But they'll do an exchange. Not actually.
Yeah. They won't actually have to be jailed, but they will have to be present in the jail to.
That's weird, dude.
Yeah.
That is weird.
He's gonna like start a prison gang with the Secret Service.
Contraband like crazy from them, huh?
That's fucking hilarious.
You need a pack of smokes, and my guy right here, you can get them. You can get them right here, folks.
Trump is in Trump Tower for the night, and he is not expected to leave until tomorrow for a scheduled hearing at 2:15 p.m. Two senior law enforcement officials said. Alrighty.
They're just gonna be sitting outside the door, waiting for him. Like instead of jailers, they're gonna have. He's gonna have his Secret Service men just like watching. Like, don't worry, guys, I got this. We got this.
Speaking.
He's not going anywhere. We got an eye on him.
I really hope this alpha stuff starts unwinding soon. I feel like there's a collapse going on, but yet it's getting crazier and crazier. This man hustles harder than anyone fucking alive. And if you thought you were on that Sigma grind set, think again, bitch.
My day is 6 a.m.
I'm on that Sigma grind set.
You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done...
Yeah, that's not how time works. He says he
Now, as I have changed and manipulated time, I now get 21 days a week. Stack it up over a month, I'm going to kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
Ooh, another white boy with a podcast.
Yeah. That means this guy spent like a whole fucking day on this show. Like, wow, what a waste of time. It's
My
crazy.
day is 6 a.m.
Who are you kidding?
6 a.m.
to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did.
6
300
a.m.
years
to
ago.
noon. That's 6 hours.
Idiots in a cave thought 24 hours was a day. Primal! You fucking idiot loser. Bitch, what time did you wake up today? I've already lived 3 days on the way here to work. I'm gonna hit him. I'll be like, yo, dude, I actually lived 30 days a fucking day, bitch. You're in slow motion compared to me. I've been at this podcast just today for 5 days.
Every hour is a day for me, bro!
Me, brother.
Every minute is a day for me, bro!
So funny, the other guy is like forced to knob because of this like alpha thing.
Every
He's not
second!
having muscles.
I just lived an eternity!
Yes, yes.
Shut up.
You
and
lived 5
nod.
days
So
today.
true, you're so big.
Fool.
Equal intelligence.
Is this a fake podcast? I'm getting fake podcast vibes.
Now I'm questioning everything.
Yeah.
What does it say in the corner?
Theory. It says theory.
Theory podcast.
It's impact theory.
Impact.
Oh, so let's see if it's real.
I've listened to his interview with Rodney Mullen. It's real.
Igniting human potential. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
It's got.
I didn't know you were alpha like that, Cam.
I love Rodney Mullen.
A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing that needs to be explained.
Seriously listening to him?
I know this guy.
I
My
love
second
him.
day,
What noon? He's a little
noon,
bitch.
and goes till 6 p.m.
Fucking loser.
That's mega bitch.
Get on your knees.
So he goes to sleep at what, 8? Wakes up at 6?
You okay?
Goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed.
So I'd like to ask him follow-up. So if your day is 6 a.m. to 12, does that mean he's taking a 2-hour nap or something every?
That's what I was gonna ask. Okay, so 6 to 12
Do you have
is
breakfast,
6.
lunch, and dinner
No, because-
every day?
Well, right, but he's. Oh, I see.
But what's the point of categorizing it as a day?
He eats 9 meals a day. 9 square meals a day.
I mean, what's the
We need a
point?
lot of calories to work that hard. Now, wait a minute. He says he works 3 days in a 24-hour period,
Yes.
and they're each 6 hours?
Felt like he's sleeping one fat chunk for both 3 days.
Well, if he sleeps 6 hours a day, but he's saying a day is 6 hours, that means he
lazy.
He sleeps a full fucking
Sounds
day.
depressed.
He's only
Yeah.
productive for 6 hours,
Right.
which is pretty
Depressed.
lazy.
Fucking L idiot.
He's the
loser.
laziest man
Dumb
alive.
Lazy fuck. Who sleeps for a whole day? You need help. Freak.
Loser.
That's it. Okay, so that's what I was
This
wondering.
is why I like
So
to
he
talk to
sleeps
these
for a
people,
full
because
day.
You want to unpack. What does he say?
What?
This guy doesn't say shit because he's a beta.
Right.
He's not Sigma like me.
He follows.
You say, okay, why are you doing it? What does a day mean? Are you taking a nap in that? Are you eating meals? Why is it a day?
When's the night? Where's the nights? When does he have a night?
You are perfect as you exist right now, but.
Why does this guy look like the type of person that would be saying some
This
stupid
has
ass shit like
100,000
this?
views. 5 months ago. This video is such a blessing to me. Success has no shortcuts, but there are ways to go about it. I really thank you.
He looks
so
like
much. I will
fucking
forever appreciate
Batista
this
in
channel.
Guardians
You
of the
call me and
Galaxy.
My family a lot in your videos.
Wow.
In your advice, lessons, funny words. Fuck, man, these poor alphas, they got like the worst. I cannot overemphasize the importance of being an experienced trader to make good returns on crypto.
Yeah.
Some people call it gambling. Those that understand the market tend always to be a step ahead and apply adequate measures to stay secure. Fuck yeah.
It's so weird. They both look like cartoons. Like I've never seen a person look like that guy on the right or the left. Like never, even
I was
close.
thinking the same fucking thing, dude. What is up with his
Of course
ears?
there's crypto involved in this.
Why does his
Okay,
face
everyone
like
to master
this?
Time. Hear this. Let's do this. I want to fucking hear this.
So if the one is bringing this new way of thinking, if the person that thinks they are the most disqualified is able to channel that and make somebody's life better.
Oh yeah, there's a thing called the Da Vinci sleep system, which isn't real, by the way. Da Vinci did not sleep like that. And also, people say Einstein was on the Da Vinci sleep thing. That's not real. Einstein slept 10 hours a day. He said he had to sleep that much. It's this weird thing that, I guess it's from Seinfeld. Kramer said he was on the Da Vinci sleep system, And he slept 20 minutes every 3 hours.
Polyphasic sleep schedule called the
I don't think
Uberman
he did
sleep
that.
cycle,
I think
which
it's all
consists of
bullshit.
20-minute naps every 4 hours.
Well, yeah, are you sure?
I think.
Is that an urban legend thing? Because I've heard that.
I think
but
it's
that's, the Da Vinci thing is different from what he's described. The Da Vinci thing is like you take a nap you take like a 20-minute nap every like.
Instead of sleeping.
Instead of sleeping, you take naps periodically throughout the day.
Every
The
4
way I've heard
hours.
it told, it's like Da Vinci did this, Einstein did this. It's like all these. It's like no, nobody did that. Silly. Stop.
Silly.
Ask ChatGPT 4.
Oh my God.
Leonardo. The real Da Vinci.
Leonardo. Ask fucking ChatGPT, dude. He'll tell you straight up. Can you ask it what its pronouns are so I can be respectful?
It doesn't have pronouns.
Well, okay, how should I refer to it? And it. It is a pronoun.
Okay, I guess it has a pronoun, but I don't think it has a preference.
So it's non-binary?
Well, it is binary because it's a computer program.
It says, as an AI language model, I don't have personal pronouns. I'm here to provide you with information and help you with your queries. Is there anything specific you would like to know?
How do they turn that into like something concrete that they can articulate? How do they turn it into a habit? Like, what is that process of going from, Neo waking up and realizing that he can do something to stop?
It has no pronouns. It's an object.
So dumb. You're so annoying. How are y'all really talking about The Matrix in 2023 made by 2 trans women?
Right.
Idiots. Stupid morons.
There is no concrete evidence to suggest that Leonardo da Vinci followed a specific sleep pattern of taking 20-minute naps every 4 hours, which is also known as the Uberman sleep schedule.
The Uberman?
This claim is more of an urban legend or a myth than a proven fact.
Thank you. It annoys me because I heard someone being like, yeah, this is the real way to do it, and Einstein slept this way, and I was like, that sounds stupid as hell. Nobody sleeps that way. Sounds horrible. So anyway, just an aside for all you guys who
follow the Kramer sleep
who hear the silly shit and think that doesn't make sense. You're right.
Truly dodging bullets.
I think one of the things is the way that we approach time. This is something that almost no one talks about anymore. So I feel like
love statements like that. No one ever talks about time or managing time.
No,
nobody ever talks about that.
Nobody has realized that time is negotiable. Nobody's negotiating with time. We gotta cut deals.
You gotta heckle a little bit. You gotta heckle.
Oh, what was that?
What was that?
Something fell. Was that wasn't you, Cam?
It sounded like it came from the roof, actually.
What was that?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Wait, what?
James.
They're coming for
Santa Claus?
Came from the roof?
It wasn't.
For years, fans of The
Yeah,
Matrix
that's what
have
it sounded
discussed the
like.
film through
What
a
was that?
trans lens.
Is there access
If you've
up
heard
there?
the theory before or just
Okay.
learned about it, here's a thread breaking down the trans
And I don't believe it
allegory
was
of the
that
film
there.
from trans writers and critics. Welcome
There's one guy up there
to
still.
the desert of the
No.
real.
Yeah. I took a
What
negotiation
the
with time
fuck? It was never an allegory about trans Lamau.
Dan
One
is
of the
in the
writers
stairway.
decided they were trans 16 years after the fact.
He's
Now
crying
it's
in
a
the
trans
stairway.
allegory.
Wait.
Brilliant. Actually, both women who wrote and directed The Matrix are trans women and have always
There
been.
was a crash.
Is that real?
Scared the
Is
shit
that
out of me.
true?
I thought it was like your thing falling over.
Yeah, me too. That was my first thought too, but it was not.
Dan is. The sounds of Dan have dissipated. We have no information.
Who goes next if Dan doesn't come back?
No contact.
They have the
I would
gold.
say
They have the gold.
probably-
Sorry.
This account is verified because it's an affiliate of at Netflix on Twitter.
I'll take one for the team.
I hear some noises. Descending footsteps. Potentially. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back here.
Sounds like there's a fight going on up there.
There's a struggle.
Yeah.
What'd you see, Dan? What the fuck was that then? You looked up, you walked around the roof? You poked your head out. Because it sounded like it was above Cam. You looked there? Huh. Huh. Dan said there was nothing out there that he
Nothing
saw.
fell around me, as far as I can tell.
A little spell from the goog.
But something clearly did happen up there? AB, you going up there for a second look? AB's going.
Is this
spelunking.
trolling red pillars?
Yes.
Bro, I need to know. Have they always been?
Yeah,
What is
we
it?
do.
What?
We
I'm not a red
Just
pillar, but
dropped.
damn, bro, that's fucking hilarious.
Wait.
New clickbait just dropped.
We have it. There's an intruder. They're both right here. Yeah, they're here. All right, let's pretend as if there wasn't a calamity. Yeah. So anyway, we need to negotiate with time according to impact theory. Let's
Both
take
of
a
them
listen.
transition in their
You're behind.
40s after
You may
achieving
actually be
success
behind
as
your destiny
men,
right now.
are
Maybe you're
regularly
not on
included
pace.
in
In
lists
fact, I think most
of the
people watching
best
this,
/
listening
most
will
successful
say,
female
I am
directors.
behind on achieving my destiny. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I feel like it's slipping. I feel like I'm behind. So you better figure out time differently. And you can bend and manipulate time to your advantage.
This man thinks he's Mr. Manhattan.
It's fucking sick.
Bro, you can create little mini wormholes and warp back in the day 8 hours and be all productive again. As you guys know, M equals MC squared is a theory by Einstein, and what we do is we take that to the chart. He does like all this crazy math.
No, does he really?
Stupid, antiquated, ridiculous concept on planet Earth today very, very well may be that a day is 24 hours. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. 24-hour days were contrived when there were no cars. There was no electricity. If I wanted to get you a message, I had to write something down. If I could.
Does he know what a day is? It's not like a made up. It's like it has a.
Right, a day is when the sun is out,
is
and
it?
a night is when the moon is
Earth
out.
Spins.
7 days a week.
Right, one full rotation, and that's a day. So, it does have a meaning, believe it or not.
Could send it on a horseback, hope you get it. That's insane. Never mind the internet. So what used to take hours, days, weeks, months, years to do can be done now in a millisecond in the internet or on our smartphones. Yet we measure the time the same way that guy did.
Bro, you're more productive. That's cool. But like.
That's not true.
why do you
All of
talk
that is
about, like,
false.
time? Like,
The
it's
reason you
like
need
it's a
sleep
big
is
old
so that your body can heal and like
conspiracy.
get
People
ready
say
for
the
the
Earth
next
is
day.
flat. I say time isn't real. It's all a conspiracy to make you less productive.
That's bananas. That is so stupid. Yet everybody does it. And so
Why does he look like that? I hate it!
I about 25 years ago went, I'm not the most talented. I'm not the smartest, and I'm really not. And
No,
you
you're
guys on
not.
your show with IQs maybe 100 points higher than mine. This is the
Dude, you're
truth. I
dumb
know.
as hell.
Whoa.
What is your IQ exactly?
Dude, if your IQ is 100 points higher than this guy, like, what is his IQ? Like 12? Like 10? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? The average IQ is like 100. Like, what's your IQ? 0? You got no IQ? You fucking negative? Negative IQ? Holy shit.
Fuck. Let's stop listening to him right now.
Oh, a couple of them. I had them on my show. How in the world?
I found
I
his
don't
website.
come.
His influencer,
Yeah.
dude. Check it out.
No, you made the time cube?
No way.
Oh, fuck. That.
Man, look at this. He's spitting.
Wait, this reminds me of the lie detector.
It really does. Same energy.
What the
lie
fuck?
detector guy's website is actually even crazier than the time cube one.
Yeah, this one has like a nice background.
Life is pulsing opposite mirror pairs. Death is oneness of godism. One does not exist, except in death state. One is a demonic religious lie.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucks when you're crazy and can't even be original.
Holy fuck, man. That is just a wall of text right there, brother. 274 million visits, though.
Endangered Noob Productions.
Copyright 1997 to 2005. Oh,
You know,
there was a big gap here, but he's back. We got 2016.
Yeah, he went through the time one. Yeah,
You went back to copyright.
a whole track record of success, right? I don't have the perfect upbringing. How in the world am I going to win? I got to do things other people aren't willing to do, which I'm doing. That's the one mores. I got to fix the way I look at time. What would I need to believe about time? What would I need to believe? What would the question be? And so my days now are from 6 a.m. to noon. That's a day. It's 6 hours. And in that day, some days you just chill. But in that day, I'm going to get the amount of productivity, faith, working out, fitness, money, business, you name it, in that day. We've all had a morning where we go, I got more done this morning than I have in weeks. Well, like.
So, again, are you eating meals? Are you sleeping? That's what a day means, right? Are you shitting twice? Peeing 8 times?
Can't you do that every morning? So I measure time. I've compressed and condensed time. I've bent it.
What is up, my friend? Tom Bilyeu here, and I have a big question to ask you. How would you rate your level of personal discipline?
What did you just do? Why are you here? I'm not paying to see your dumbass. See how most play? It's because everyone's skipping this idiot dumbass.
That you still think that way, and it's unfair that people have taught you this. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. But what the cool thing is, at the end of day 1, this clock goes up.
That snap, he practiced that snap. When you open your eyes, and when you open your eyes, you will believe that you've lived a whole day. You will think that you've just eaten a toaster strudel instead of.
God damn it, dude. Why can't I go faster?
Taking advantage of it in your sleep.
I'm up noon every day, bro. And goes, what did I just get done? What didn't I do? What do I need to be accountable for? What do I need to double?
Dude, you're so weird. Why would anybody listen to this shit?
How do you snap so loud?
What is he accomplishing in all this time? What does he do?
That shit
He
hurts.
works out. He does business stuff. He's doing business.
Buy, sell.
Importing, exporting.
Fighting demons from his website.
These guys are so wild, man.
He's working out his fingers, man. I got a thunder snap.
I never heard a snap like that.
That's a powerful snap, and as a serial snapper myself, I can appreciate him for.
Hey, there's a new Beast from Space single.
Just dropped this morning.
People think they're. Oh, this is exciting. Beast from Space, of course, our winner of the green screen competition, Bonafide legend.
Damn, dude.
Gay, and I don't think they're born gay.
So people are not born gay. They choose. We've checked this one for copyright, I'm assuming.
You know what? I didn't, but I know he does all original music.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's safe.
safe.
Yeah.
They're deciding that this is the way that they're going to express like who they really are. This is what they're going to do.
Do you choose
What do you mean?
to have to be attracted to women?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right. Jimmy King.
Yeah, I don't think I'm just naturally attracted to women.
Right. So do I need to connect the dots, or you got it? Let's go. Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. You need to have cute narratives.
That's some Rammstein shit, dude.
You see what
That's
you just
such a
said?
hypocritical thing to
You
say.
literally just did it.
What am I watching right now? What is this?
Who's a better salesman? Me or you?
I don't know why you're asking me this question.
Because I just fucking sold your ass a hoodie, bitch. Yes. Oh, the final boss. He's free now, dude.
Damn, I almost got faster than my last one, and I fucked up at the end, so I would have had 100%. Hairline King works hard, successful business owner, is rich, great dad, mental health activist, Married to an absolute icon, the traditional male of your dreams, bro. Oh! Join me on this journey.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. It's always a journey, man. Always a journey. Time cops. Love time cops.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, but legitimately, if Jay Shetty would go on this guy's podcast, he's just fraud. He's a fraud. Stop.
Who, Jay or
Jay?
Oh.
Jay is a guest on his show. This
I
dude
thought it was the other way around. Oh, right. You're right.
They went on this man's show.
He's promoting his book, which apparently is called 8 Rules to Love or Of Love.
Wait, Shetty's promoting a book?
Yeah.
Let's get his ass in here, dude. That would be epic.
God, that'd be a disaster.
Did you bring smoothies?
Because I'm not. The thing is, he's probably really nice in person, you know, and fine.
I was gonna say, I think you're scared you're gonna like him.
I'm scared that I'm gonna come off as a giant douche / asshole to the world like usual. I'm like, so Jay Shetty, nicest guy in the world, tell me, why are you lying to everybody? People are like, oh, I knew why. That's why I hate Ethan. I get it.
You said you liked a smoothie, which is the most important part, obviously.
I did. Yeah, it tasted okay. It was okay. It was okay.
I think about it often.
Shit.
All right, let's move it on here. We got some stories. Okay. There is actually, I'm going to hit on some Andrew Tate and Aiden Ross stories, but these are good. These are fun. Don't freak out, okay? We're having fun. Oh, and by the way, we're not moving to Spotify. Quick announcement. A little old-timey. That's it. This is a reminder. Hey, from me, your goofster in chief. Goof God. That's a little April Fool's joke, you see. All right, so let's start with Aiden Ross. He, as we know, last week we watched a clip of him staring into his sister's butthole for like a whole minute. She was toaster strudeled. Her back was toaster strudeled, and
I was an extra in the Hunger Games.
he was staring at it.
You are using that phrase correctly.
Yeah, I got a new one here. So
Owen should have told him that.
Here is
$1. Hey Aiden, I need your advice. My sister catfished me and I jacked off to her news. I feel terrible. What should I do?
That's honestly happened probably to all of us. All you gotta do
I know it's
is just
You've jerked off your sister's name?
hold on 1 second. Yes, just realize.
Oh my
what you did is
God!
obviously not kosher,
Oh hell no!
I mean, you could say it's shtick, but I saw that man stare at his sister's asshole. But there's more actually.
He's like, yes.
Hold on. If we go over to Kick, the fucking platform that he moved to, Kick, okay? This is their official account, posted this clip, Kick, of Aiden talking to his sister.
What do you mean, do I know what the stigma is?
Stick my in your ass. Wait, never mind. That's weird. Because you, fuck, that's weird.
Alright, we all, the Alabama jokes, man.
No, I said with everyone, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually fucking crazily weird because you are my sister.
So I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things adding up
You know the
here.
stigma?
The
What do you mean, do I
stigma.
know what the stigma is?
Stick my in your ass.
Yeah, so it's just there's a lot of clues, a lot of breadcrumbs leading to the conclusion that Aiden Ross wants to fuck his sister or something. I don't know what. I don't know.
Is that
what's
his
leading
stepsister? Is that why he wants to fuck
Somehow
her?
it just leads to him thinking about his sister sexually.
Yeah, we call
It's
them
just a
clues.
fact, in my opinion.
They're not clues. These are blinking road signs to
Exhibits.
into incest.
Yeah, so he's been getting clowned on a lot. In fact, by his own platform.
What's your argument?
Dennis, we know you approve.
Here's a comment. She knows she wants it, and Aiden knows he wants to. That's 2,600 points. Hold the phone. Hold
Very great little
the
community
phone.
out there.
Hold the fucking phone for just one gosh darn second. Dennis Prager, tell them not to do this. Somebody, we need a voice of reason here, please.
Dennis.
Dennis Prager.
There isn't any.
Oh.
There isn't any.
Why? There isn't any reason to interfere?
The public nudity calls are interesting.
Right.
Brother and sister want to make love? That they're going to produce mentally retarded offspring?
Right, then there are risks of genetic defect, for sure.
Really
What's your argument?
That they shouldn't. I don't want them to do it. Can you talk sense to them, please?
What's your argument?
Well, you just made one that the children would have genetic defects.
Incest.
Right.
I don't think he gets what I'm asking.
There isn't any.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
There's one comment that says, bro, been acting crazy after that picture.
Right, it's true. So Aiden's been getting clowned on for this whole incest thing, and he's talking about quitting the internet again, which is interesting. I don't know. We showed the clip of him saying, my pronouns are kill them, right?
We either showed it or talked about it, I forget, but it was...
He has fully ascended to school shooter. He says, I'm not using anybody's pronouns. My pronouns are kill them.
Oh, right, we watched on Leftovers, that's right.
That shit's crazy to say, yo. Not even like Matt Walsh is coming out there with that kind of craziness. But here he is. He's
pretty close, though.
Yeah, he's towing the line.
Not too far away from Aiden Ross level.
So here it is. Oh, do you guys have the Rolling Stone article too?
It's in there, yeah.
Good.
It's not no April Fools. I don't know if you guys been seeing what's going on. I've been getting canceled lately.
I think he's referring to the kill them thing. And rightfully so. That's not quote unquote canceled. That's like... I don't know how to emphasize the seriousness of how fucked up that is. Kill them. I mean, it's like making a lynching joke back in like...
speech.
It's hate speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, bro. I personally don't think pronouns are like.
And take it from me.
I think the whole pronoun thing is just retarded. God damn. It's just dumb. It's fucking stupid.
Amazing that Top G and Tristan are finally released like they should be.
But whatever, man. You know.
Because they can't find evidence, but.
If someone tried to tell me, oh, call me this or that, I'm just gonna stop talking to them. I'll be honest.
Such a fucking loser, hypocrite, idiot.
For one reason, I don't like to be corrected. I'm like very.
I don't know.
I get butthurt when I get corrected. So if you're gonna sit there and try to like police me on how I should talk, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore.
I just. Based on the day it was posted.
I'll abide by your little laws while we're talking, but don't expect me to call you up again. Don't expect me to hang out with you again. Don't expect me in your life ever again, because that shit's just really dumb.
Well, he's definitely getting canceled a lot.
Yeah, I mean that part's true, but
and I just can't keep going anymore, bro. Like this thing, it's just horrible. Like it eats me alive every day. I have to wake up and see something negative on the net, and it just pisses me off, and it just drains me.
You know what would help with that, Aiden Ross?
He could have gone down a good...
You know what would help with that? Some antidepressants. Oh, but you're not allowed to because, you know, your whole thing is antidepressants are fake.
He had to go with fucking Andrew Tate, and he had to go with...
Andrew Tate says antidepressants are wrong.
Nico.
Just go work out, bro. Just go hit the gym, bro.
I mean, he had to go that route.
Only the best.
So here's an article that he just dropped. Rolling Stones, man, this one's gonna hit hard. Check this shit out. Wait, what the fuck? This link to the article is a link to this doc. See what I'm saying, Abby?
Yeah, I didn't put it there. Let me do it right now.
Rolling Stones dropped an article that really fucking trashes him. Check this out. The streaming superstar met Andrew Tate and started platforming white supremacists. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate.
That's a condensed version. Yeah.
You know, his shtick used to be like, oh, I'm gay. That was like his whole shtick.
Yeah, when we first talked to him, The first time we ever talked to him when we were streaming on Twitch for a couple weeks back last year. You got him on the phone.
Fuck off and just hang around with chicks and just go on yachts. I dedicate so much of my life to you guys because I truly believe it's my purpose. What else am I supposed to do? If I truly understand that I memory takes sun, am I supposed to just run away into the sunset and just fuck? Just go fuck and just buy cars and just say, oh, fuck all them? Is that what's gonna make me?
He got fat. What the fuck kind of shit?
When I was in jail, I did 7,417 push-ups. When I was in jail, I did 7,417 push-ups.
Why doesn't he look like he did 7,417 push-ups then? What is this? What is this, bro? What is this?
Gambling. True.
It's good.
He looks like swoller before he went in.
Who is a partial owner of Kick? He says to
allegedly. I don't even know.
Well, he says he has an advisor. He's an owner of Kick. He owns a percent. He said he has at least advisory percentage.
He got chunkier. This is like he was lean before.
Austin said, "Am I losing my mind, or did
Look at that. He got chunky.
People only for Aiden to say fuck
He's
off.
lying
And
about the
did.
push-ups.
And then face no punishment at all from the platform. Let's hear it.
You guys want to talk about this clip on Twitter that's been ongoing on all these blog places? Basically something I said about offending some type of group of people. And I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, apologize for absolutely fucking nothing. Okay? I'm Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross can say what the fuck he says.
What's crazy is he They're obviously
Jesus
enabling him, but this is not gonna last forever, dude. This shit's online forever. Also, let's shout out Trainwreck for this "Do not gamble, you will lose" disclaimer. Awesome, dude. Oh, that's copyrighted, eh?
If you're watching this, brother, I would argue that you have the pussy. You're too scared to lead a group of kids younger than you. You give in to what they think of you. The fact that I can stay with my decisions, stay with my principles and how I feel, no matter the hate I get from both sides, I can usually pander to your community and say fuck the other side. They'd be a great asset. To have your entire fucking chat love me would be a great asset for me. But I don't do that because I'm not someone that's gonna give in.
I'm not a shill. I'm not a sellout. Look at me in this fucking ivory tower penthouse building with a view of the whole goddamn. I can see the whole kingdom from here.
What is even going on?
Ass apartment ever.
Give into my own shit because I want to be approved by a bunch of kids that don't give a fuck if tomorrow I lose everything. You understand?
That is a fair point. They don't.
They really don't.
Not to mention, you would be
I don't think
6
anyone
times
does.
your size if you put your foot down and you led your community instead of being led by them. What you did right there about saying, "Oh, I apologize for nothing," that wasn't you. I know who you are off stream. That wasn't you. That was literally the insecure you that's pandering to a bunch of kids and is fearful of what those kids might think of him if he apologized.
Wait, is he talking to him or is he just responding?
He's responding.
Yeah, so he owns Kick. And Aiden is saying this shit on Kick. In any other platform, he would have been banned for that. For violent hate. But
He owns Kick?
Right? There's no rules over there, boy.
Kick is his platform? Nah. Neanderthal?
We streamed the Super Bowl over here, brother. And I'm being soothed by Ryan Kavanaugh. Go fucking figure that out. Thank you, Bella Simmons, for the 20 gifted legend.
You're scared of what kids will think of you because you'll look like a bitch to kids. Who fucking cares? If you're a leader and you're truly confident and successful, you don't give a fuck what a bunch of fucking 18-year-olds think about you.
Okay. And with all that being said, I am leaving Twitch to go to Kick. So, I don't know. This whole world is getting pretty weird and wild. That comment was pretty shocking, I gotta say.
18 equals 8-year-olds.
There was a time where I had hope for Aiden, but he's gone. He's gone. Here is a video, speaking of which, Andrew Tate got out of prison. Here he is posting a shirtless pic of him walking around his...
I just watched that.
Another dude is filming him. He's strutting around.
What is he doing? Why is he just walking back and forth holding a fucking stogie? Holding a dart? Holding a fag?
He's home.
Well, you can't call them fags anymore, huh?
House with the cigar.
Oh, is that what it is? The cigar?
Like, oh,
Still.
Fuck.
It says we must defeat Shaitan, which means devils.
Oh, that's because he's Muslim now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We must defeat Shaitan. Huh.
I still don't understand with the whole, like, I'm a devout Muslim thing now. Is he going to quit the sex business? Because that's not something a devout Muslim would.
Well, he did.
Right?
I think he's been out of that game since he started
A
selling.
Muslim is a believer in the religion of Islam.
Yeah, I don't think he
If
was-
you're a devout Muslim, you observe it, the holiday of Ramadan
Hustler University now.
by
Makes sense.
fasting during the day for a month.
And Hustler University is to teach people how to run a cam business.
Muslims believe that the word of God is written in the Quran,
University just had to get closer.
the Islamic holy book.
Allah.
And they follow the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad.
It's religious education.
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Well, shout out.
Bradley Martin, of course, friend of the show, is still beta cucked by Andrew Tate and his fans. Can't wait to hear what Cobra Tate has to say. Bradley.
I mean, me too, kind of, right?
What?
Like, want to hear what he has to say? Like, it's probably going to be really dumb and funny.
Can't hear, yeah.
I can wait though.
Yeah, I guess I can wait.
No, but he's been simping for him on social media. And I, you know, with Bradley, we showed him all that shit, man. And if we can't get through to Bradley, I mean, we kind of did, but it's not changed him at all. Because Bradley's sweet, open-minded, but he's still out here simping for him. You know?
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
There's a new clip of Andrew admitting to having sex with a 16-year-old, actually. That's kind of cool.
There was one.
I'm sure that all of his supporters will think this is cool. This is another one to show like Bradley and the likes.
Cool.
It's crazy. I mean, here, listen. It's fucking nuts.
What's the girl named April Baker? There's one girl called April Baker. So listen, I'm me.
We're gonna fly on this jet that costs $500,000 per.
$500,000! Wow!
Thing on Facebook, you know.
Stop talking like that. You're not black.
I am as black as they come. You don't hear my singing voice?
You're not. You can't sing.
Little sexy, little fat ass.
16, brother.
April Baker.
That was her name.
That was her name. And I was like, you're hot. So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a fuck. What about me?
16 is the age of consent.
Okay, that's a soundbite. I'm only 16. I don't give a fuck. That's a soundbite.
Jesus. 21, I don't care. So I pick up April Baker in my Mazda RX-8. Who knows about them cars? No
Jesus.
No one knows about them.
Throwback.
So I pick up April Baker, and I was so disappointed. April Baker was the original Catfish. Before Catfish was a thing, April Baker was a thing. She went from a 10 to a 5.
Because like filters weren't a thing, these face apps weren't a thing.
I don't know if she did it.
So you didn't expect to be April Baker that way.
I don't know how she did it.
The word catfish came around about 5 years after me and Andrew were already using April Baker.
So they've proudly been using this 6-year-old that he had sex with as a constant theme throughout their podcast. That's really interesting.
For the exact same thing.
Bro, I was banging her, like looking at her Facebook on the phone, like just staring at a different face. Cause I had to bang her, but like I was so disappointed. So from there on out, girls became Aprils.
Yeah.
And we still use this to this day. Like if I turn up with a chick and she ain't that hot, I can explain to the whole table, to apologize to my boys so they know my game ain't weak and go, this is April. My name is not April. Oh yeah, Elena.
Yeah.
And they don't get it. No one knows what April is.
Yeah.
So you can bust it out. A girl can sit down and go, April.
You can ask her what her job is, ask her if she's a baker.
Yo, if you ever want to call a girl ugly to her face for the homies only, call her an April.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
Are you a baker? Can you bake?
Oh, everyone get the fuck over it. 16 is the legal age of consent in the UK. Grew up in England. What the fuck?
Yeah,
shut up.
Legal,
He was 21, she was 16. Get the fuck over it.
I love it even the... There you go, huh?
When you go below 16, like 15 and stuff like that, then go, you know, by all means.
What?
They're Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
These two guys. They really
The way
are.
they just bounce off of each other and say the dumbest shit.
They said what?
They're so wild.
I'm sorry, I was watching this guy fucking
Is it people
spinning.
say age of consent is 16, like that matters. Or so what? Like, there's some places where age of consent, there's no
I think
age of
every
consent
streamer
laws, so,
should,
like,
because
are
if
we
it
not
does,
able to
every
decide
streamer
what's
will
going
inevitably
on?
switch, which means more money for
the law
every
is not a great metric
content
to
creator.
tell you what is-
The only reason people aren't jumping over is they are waiting to see if it stays and doesn't get shut down. LOL. Kick will continue to be a hot debate in the war versus Twitch, but you can't deny the life-changing money being made by streamers who weren't able to do so with Twitch's split.
It's just a little bit of a pump and dump. No.
He for sure. So yeah, Elon Musk changed the Twitter logo to Doge. He for sure bought and sold it. I know what he did, man. He's desperate for cash.
You gotta make up that 44 billion somewhere.
And sure enough, the price did go up after he did that.
I'm really considering streaming on Kick, just like at least one stream.
Well, the day before, right?
Cause like, dude, I am not doing too good on Twitch. I'll be real with you. I am fucking dying over here.
That's gotta be illegal.
Yeah, they never sold it.
I really do hate
It's gotta
Twitch
be
right now.
illegal, right?
This shit is fucking god awful.
What would be illegal?
Am I boring? Am I really that
But
boring?
Does he
Please,
really?
please, come on.
Just by putting the logo on the website?
Yeah, but if he bought Doge before doing it, that's got to be illegal.
He doesn't have direct control over the pricing, though.
I feel like that's market manipulation. Ask ChatGPT.
Market manipulation would need some sort of insider knowledge about what. I mean, the price spiking because all of his dumbass fans rush and buy. I mean, it's immoral and definitely a little shady. I just don't know if it necessarily rises.
Legit, ask ChatGPT and give him the hypothetical. Like, let's say hypothetically, a dude who owns Twitter heavily promotes Dogecoin, but before he does that, he buys stock.
There's no stock. It's just
well, you know, it's the same thing.
No, it's not stock, and it's not the same thing. It's Dogecoin. Get it the fuck right.
Yeah, just kidding.
They're in on it.
They're in on it. They're in on the grift. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, what, you can't ever like say you believe in a stock that you own?
You can.
That would be
It's
market
like a
manipulation.
scheme. It's a scheme.
I didn't say it's not a scheme. I just don't know if it's illegal.
I say arrest him. You know. Okay, before we go, because it's been 3 hours now, I want to talk about Kobe Person. You guys remember him? He is an old school meme. He's the guy. What was it that the old guy said? Yelled. Are you out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind?
Are you crazy?
Oh, that was.
Are you out of your mind?
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot that was him.
Yeah, he's an old school YouTube prankster, and he made some of the craziest, most iconic, for being insanely fucked, YouTube pranks. And he's been constantly trying to reinvent himself. So now he's reinvented himself as a scientist on TikTok. I got to applaud the man's he's willing to get out there and shake it up. But this is the most unscience dude ever.
I bet you can't clone me, Kobe.
Challenge is accepted. So to clone you right, I need to find out exactly where
Wait,
you work.
what?
So
Is that him?
Yeah, he changed up his appearance.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Here, let me show what he used to look like.
It's like a different person.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Here he is. He used to have like this slick wee emoji kind of vibe here. Look at this man. Let me look at this shit. He was like
so true. I remember you made that joke in like one of the original videos, right? That
yeah,
like a me.
Yeah. So, you know, this is him. So yeah, he changed it up.
Your video a picture of Augustus Caesar and Caesar's Palace. Caesar's Palace is located in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I took my cloning kit and drove all the way to Las Vegas, Nevada from Vermont, which took me 19 hours. And then as we turn the corner, we see the statue that you licked, Augustus Caesar IV, right in front of the Caesar's Palace. So I took my cloning kit to go right up to swab your DNA right off the statue from where you licked. Using a circular motion, I swabbed the DNA right off the statue with a Q-tip and put it inside my chemical grade DNA tube. I then took your DNA and added 1 milligrams of copernesium liquid and 14 milligrams of nitrous cyanide. To compose the DNA, I placed it in a nitrogen oxide ice tank for 48 hours. I then placed your DNA in a microcentrifuge. This is you at 20 days. This is you at 2 months. And in a few months, I'll have a clone of you for my...
Can I just say that video was pretty funny?
Well, he stole the idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen other people do that.
Got it.
Who are actual science channels and they're doing like good, funny content. That's 100% like stolen.
Okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's kind of a funny concept for a video.
Oh, he commented, he says, "This is me. I have successfully cloned 6 people." Follow my Twitter to check it out. See, the other guys are kidding. I think he actually thinks that he's cloning people.
No, he's just ripping off their content for views.
Here's another girl he's cloning in Vegas. Let's see.
Is he wearing a wig?
Is he wearing a wig? I don't think
Look
so.
at that black curly hair in this video. Look at this.
I bet you can call me, Kobe.
I bet you...
Nah, he's just got that fuckboy vibe. He got fake teeth though.
Didn't it look kind of different in the last one though?
Yeah, it looked very different.
I can. Challenge is accepted. So to clone you, I need to find out exactly where you were. First, I saw you at a black pyramid. If you type that in on Google, it comes up with the Luxor, Las Vegas. So I took my cloning kit in hand from my laboratory and drove 19 hours from Miami till...
I love that he's somehow always driving 19 hours to the same city.
From different places.
I saw that pyramid.
He's in fucking Vegas for sure. That's why.
No way, is this real? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just looking into it now. I agree with Love. Something's off.
You think he's wearing a piece?
I don't know if it's a piece, but he got a hair transplant.
Really? Wait, go. What's the title of this? Is his video?
No, this is Hair of Istanbul.
Oh, he was in someone else's video.
Probably the same thing as Mike, where they like
he did this.
paid to...
He didn't want to pay for it.
Right.
So now he got to sit there like an idiot with markers on his dome.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Now it was time to get closer to the pyramid.
Fucking straight up, man. Although it paid off, his hair looks beautiful.
Dude, those are
It was
luscious
huge.
curls.
I'm talking 500-600 feet tall. So once I got there, I found exactly where you licked, and there was saliva still on the glass that I swabbed and took and placed in my chemical grade DNA tube and went back to my laboratory. To disinfect your DNA, I put phosphoric acid on top. I then added 1 scoop of citric acid to top it up.
He's making shit up. Citric acid?
Yeah, that's what. Again,
Citric acid, bro. He's putting oranges in it.
Sub-zero freezer. After 24 hours, I placed it in a microcentrifuge for 2 or 3 days. That's your DNA right there. This is you at only a few weeks, and in a few months, I should have another version of you.
I don't know. That's Kobe, though. That's what he's doing. Kobe. He's reinvented himself yet again. Kobe? Yeah.
People pointing out that this was an example of another hairline that you consumed.
Dude, I sent his ass to Turkey. It's such a flawless victory.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So if this girl in Vegas again...
That's the Statue of Liberty behind
I drove 19 hours from Boston, Massachusetts.
Came up with this.
You know what? I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I gotta go. I gotta figure out how the hell.
You guys find one of the ones he's ripping
How the hell
off?
I can stream on Twitch or on Kick.
Hell no. Hell no.
Anyways, thanks. Goodbye, friends.
Let's see.